And welcome, welcome, welcome back to the 2022 Battle of Hastings, day number 4. We've had 3 days of live streams. There's been a lot that's gone on in the last 4 days, Trace. We've had bunny hop competitions. We've had rail competitions. We've had the park session and the best trick yesterday, and it's all led us to this point right here, right now. It's the day of the finals. We have 5 teams now. We've narrowed it down from 9. We have 5 teams ready to do battle inside the SourceBMX park. Trey, tell me a little bit about what you've been most excited so far to see.
Oh, man. Just everybody killing it. I mean, you have guys like Garrett Reynolds, Kevin Peraza, Josh Dove. I mean, it's literally like you can't even pick out one thing that you're specifically stoked on because everybody's killing it and everybody's doing cool stuff. So if yesterday was crazy, today's definitely going to get super crazy.
Today is what everyone's worked so hard to get here for. Everyone wants to ride in the finals no matter what. I mean, the people on the rail, the guys that ride the rail jam did their thing. The best trick guys did their thing. The park guys did their thing. But this time around, with all 5 of our teams, all of those teams are going to ride in. They have their own they have their own session, in which is just them on the course. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. You're not going to want to miss this. Let's give you guys a little brief explanation as to how this competition is going to be run. And there you see how this competition is going to go down. You saw everything that has led us to this point. We have the team standings. We have the top 5 teams. It is an absolute stacked group of riders. Trey, let's get a look at who we have riding here today in our finals. Well, I'm waiting for the graphic, but it's not popping up. But we have a stacked field. Now, what do you think we can expect? You've ridden in a final here at Battle of Hastings. Oh, here we go. We got Team Varignac coming in 1st place, Team Dove in 2nd place, Team Riley in that 3rd place position, Team Jones in the 4th, and Team Anthony Perrin coming in that 5th place position. That means Anthony Perrin's team will ride 1st, the 4th place team will ride 2nd, and so on and so forth. And keep in mind, all the riders from the team ride at once. So it's going to be really interesting to watch how they play this and how it's all going to go down. We have our look at the first team that's going to be dropping in, Team Anthony Perrin, which is actually being represented now by Jack Clark. He kind of took over because Mr. Anthony Perrin got hurt. We have Bruno Hoffman, Casson Dowing, Devin Smiley, and of course, well, you see Jack Clark. So it's actually Team Jack Clark right now because he's filling in for Anthony Perrin. Take us through some more of the teams, Trey.
All right, we got Team Jones here. Jordan O'Kane, local boy. Jordan Godwin, the technician. I mean, Felix Pragenberg. There's no more to say about that dude. And Sam Jones, the team captain. And all those dudes are very technical. We got Team Kieran Riley with Casey Starling, Jose Torres, Lewis Mills, and Kieran. I mean, Casey Starling, Lewis Mills. I mean, I can list all the names. You know, they're all so killer, man. And who do we got next? What team we got next up?
Team Josh Dove. We had him in for the interview yesterday. One of the youngest competitors we have here, a new face. And look at that team. Are you kidding me? Brock Rayford, Sergio Leos, Boyd Hilder, and Josh himself. I mean, that's a heavy, heavy team right there. Really going to make a push for that 1st place position. And then we have Team Colin Varignac, Tom Justice, Garrett Reynolds, Kevin Peraza, and Colin himself riding. Are you kidding me? That's an absolutely insane stacked field right there. This is going to be so much fun to watch.
Yeah, and then the judges are going to be judging on use of course, execution, all that good stuff. Pretty much whoever's riding the best is going to get the best score. That's pretty much what all that stuff means.
Well, and we see how it's going to shake down. Each rider gets 3 visits to the course, 2 50-second visits, and then a 3rd visit for last trick. Now, they will have a couple tries at last trick, but The judges only score the first 3 attempts of the last trick, and then our teams will be ranked 1 through 5. We'll have the new winner of the Battle of Hastings 2022.
Yeah, and those last tricks, you know, I'm sure that they're going to give it a lot more tries, but the only first 3 attempts are going to be judged. And yeah, I think we're going to take a look at the course now.
Well, we are just about ready to set things off here at the Battle of Hastings. Gonna be dropping in one of our first riders very soon, but Trey, it's a standing room only sellout. Yesterday and today, tons of spectators, a very BMX educated crowd here at Battle of Hastings, here at the Source Park. Talk to me a little bit about the atmosphere here at this contest.
Oh man, it's killer. You know, they got the plexiglass that goes around the whole place. And I don't think it was planned, but now when people start banging on the glass, it's like an earthquake going off in there. And, you know, and Daryl's really good at getting the crowd loud and doing all that Daryl Now stuff, you know, getting them stoked. So, yeah, man, it's going to be killer, and all the riders and all the people here are stoked. So, yeah, overall, it's going to be just awesome.
Now, I got here at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and the line was already out the door of people waiting to get in, to get those good standing room only places to where they could see all the action, because the course is pretty big. You're either at one end or the other. It's hard to see everything that's going down, so a lot of people got here early so they could get those good, I don't want to call them seats, but they got a good spot to where they could see all the action going down. And yes, it's like Trey was saying, the atmosphere here is just insane. A very BMX educated spectator that comes to the Battle of Hastings, so it's always a pleasure, never a chore, always looking forward to watching what goes down.
Yeah, and it's a lot of, like you said, like with the course stuff, is that a lot of people that are here watching are bike riders. You know what I mean? And the people that are more stoked on the street stuff are going to sit more in the street section, and the people that are stoked on the bowl are going to sit more towards the bowl section. And I think that's what's cool, is that it's not like an X Games where you have just like a general crowd of people that don't know what they're looking at. Like, all these people know who they want to see and who their favorite riders are and are super involved, which is it's really unique for a contest, you know?
Yeah, most definitely. Getting a look at our judges right there. Who do we got? We got Owen Clegg, Dave Cleworth. Who's that guy in yellow? Tell me a little bit about him.
I always forget his name. I think it's Ruben something. I mean, we got Mo Nussbaumer and some other guy in the blue at the end as well.
Yeah, I think that guy in the blues put out a few decent video parts in his day. Mr. John Van de Verhoeven III.
Yeah, and I think these guys are qualified in knowing what they're talking about, especially when Ruben and Van have invented most of the tricks that people are doing. I think Van is qualified to say if somebody's tail-up gap is good enough, you know, and if it scores as a 10 or a 100 or whatever their scale is, and yeah, it's got to be good for Van to see dudes out there really pushing the things that he invented. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and just you can feel the energy from the spectators banging on that plexiglass, just letting the riders know that they appreciate being here, they appreciate the riding, and yeah, things are going to go off. And keep in mind, now this is a team event, and all team members are going to be riding the course. They're going to be taking their turns, of course, but this is the first time we get to see the whole team as one, because you've had some people that are designated to ride the rail jam. There are some people designated to do the bunny hop competition, the best trick competition, the park session. But who we got here? We got Bruno Hoffman.
Oh, Bruno. He's known for more of his street stuff, so you're probably going to see him more on the rails. Switch hanger into that bank, Smith up the rail. Bruno can do it all, but he's probably mainly going to sit in this street section. So I saw him practicing earlier. Switch hanger, 180. Yeah, it seems like he's just getting warmed up. Like you said yesterday, you know, it's so hard to be the first guy out there because it's so intense, you know? It's like you're like, okay, I guess I'm the first person to go, which makes it super awkward, but it looks like Bruno is he's doing just fine.
Well, we saw that ice pick down the big rail right there, and pretty uncharacteristic to see a guy like Bruno Hoffman even mess up. He's usually so flawless. Check him out here, 180 crooked grind. And you know what? I think I jinxed him because I was talking about how the other day when he goes fakie, he never misses a rollback. So a little bit uncharacteristic to see him miss a rollback there. But again, those first run jitters, you're the first guy to drop. Everyone's just going nuts right now, from the spectators to the riders to the MC. So it kind of feels like a hostile environment a little bit.
Yeah. I hear you. We got Casson Downing up next. He is, we saw him yesterday. He's definitely more of a transition guy, brakeless, pegless, you know, similar to a very like Chad Osborne level of rider, but he's getting in the street section, you know, he's ripping up all the small trannies over there on that side. Let's see, looks like he's probably gonna go into that vert wall gap that everybody's hitting, the gap into it. That's crazy people hit that so casually because that is like really gnarly. Like it's a big gap, and it's just normal.
Well, yeah, and you have to gap into that hip, which is opposite for Caston. So he has to land in, he has to do an opposite hip, land in a steep tranny, and then break out that transfer. So, yeah, definitely not easy. Caston's a pretty new face, someone that we don't really see at Battle of Hastings, but awesome to have him out here. I rode practice with him the other day. He said he's a little bit nervous, as you can see, but just shaking it off right there, and he's riding with the big dogs this weekend.
Oh, yeah. I think everybody that is riding in this contest is a veteran, you know, as far as like riding events and stuff like that, and definitely know what they're doing. But who we got up next? Who we got? We got Devin Smiley.
Devin Smiley.
Yeah.
He's another guy. He can rip that bowl. I was watching him do it just the other day. Bars into the double peg. Yeah. Captain Casual here always.
Wow. That's crazy that he can do that. I mean, that's like sort of a new school trick, like a 180 front crank arm style thing. I don't even know what to call it. Ground chuck over the spine.
The double tire up to suicide no-hander out of the rail. He always does a really good job of blending these like late 90s tricks in with some of the most technical modern day street riding.
Maybe it has to do with his haircut. He's got the late 90s haircut. Maybe he's wanting to do the late 90s tricks as well, you know?
I kind of told myself I would lay off of his fashion sense today because I kind of gave him a hard time yesterday, so I'm going to let it breathe a little bit. So, but luckily Devin's got a great sense of humor and yeah, great guy and obviously a ripper. Check him out. Backwards manual, fighting for it. Oh, did he throw the pedal flip in there?
Maybe. He also did a Ruben wall ride on that wall, which Ruben is one of the judges, and he invented. So it's got to make him feel good to see his a trick that he invented still getting used. We got Jack Clark getting back out there. He really surprised me yesterday. I was like, oh man, I haven't seen Jack ride in a while. Let's see what he's got, and he did not disappoint. He did a lot of crazy stuff. Wow! Trick the table, switch down whip in the pocket.
Yeah, that was a sick truck driver to tabletop. Oh, and the 540 with the table as well. Half table, half invert kind of thing right there.
Yeah, shout out to Jamie Bestwick.
Now, it's hard to believe that Jack Clark is even riding right now because my man was partying hard last night. So awesome to have him on the course here doing his thing. Doesn't seem to be affected by it at all. I guess that's the power of being young. You just kind of bounce back.
Yeah, he parties hard and rides even harder, so. Looks like he's getting speed for something else on the ball. Nice look back over the hip. Turn down over the head. Hey! Oh my God, slid out in that corner.
I see so many people do the tightest carbs in that bowl section, and it's hard to believe that more people don't wash out. Because I myself washed out just the other day, and I'm like, how are you guys defying the laws of physics by not washing? Like, you see the things that Sergio will do, and he's like on the very edge of his knobbies. And I'm like, how are you pulling this off?
Confidence, Chris. It's all about confidence.
If you say so.
Bruno, get back in there with the street stuff, the street section. Smith up the rail, over the little spine. What's he got? I'm sure he's gonna be eyeing up this up rail. Get that switch hanger 180. Oh, that was sick.
Alternate route there from Bruno Hoffman.
Switch 3 into the bank.
Happy that he made it here with, he said when he got here, he's like, I can't believe I got here. The Lufthansa people went on strike, so it was a miracle that he got out of Germany in time to come here. So happy to have him here always, going over ice pick grind, down that rail.
Bruno is no stranger to Battle of Hastings, and he is an absolute street destroyer.
Street assassin, and he's been good for so long. I remember going to contests in Berlin and meeting him. He was 15 years old, and everyone was talking about this little 15-year-old kid and what he could do. But what we're seeing now is Mr. Casson back on the bowl section.
Ooh, I like that. Like inward table.
Trying to go like opposite table, regular hip, kind of like a classic Heath Pinter style of trick. You didn't see
like
that
reference.
You didn't see that name coming, did you there?
Ooh, that's nice. Heath was did that trick quite a bit. Casson going in for that gap into the vert wall again. Let's see it. God, people do that so easily. That gap is so gnarly.
Now, he's kind of sticking to the same line that we've seen him do a few times. Do you think the judges kind of deduct points for, not mixing it up a little bit more?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I'm sure if he would have done some crazy new line, they would have loved it. But a lot of dudes, like, once they get confident with one line in this place, they just stick to it because you just do what you know. You know what I mean? Like, and if that's what he's confident with doing, then he needs to do that because the judges want to see you do what you can do best.
Yeah, unless you're Sergio and you just have like a dozen original lines that no one else can seemingly do but you. Crank flip into the double peg. You love to see it from Devin Smiley. Always looks casual. Always makes it look so easy.
Oh, yeah.
Wow!
Okay. Over switch pegs to Indian out with the tire. Oh my God, that was sick. Tire ride to tire grab. That was so sick. I definitely did not see that one coming. You don't see the tire grab too often.
He's got so much control. Check it. 180 bars.
That was sick.
So much balance, so much control, always from Devin Smiley, wrapping things up right here. I think he wanted the front flip. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think he wanted to do the front flip there.
That was sick with the oh, no. Wow, that was sick. He did the nose bump 270 to Smith, the fakie. That was killer. That was super bad. Good stuff, Devin. That was awesome.
And we saw him just kind of loop it out right there towards the end of his run. He was going to manual up that little transition and then try to manual back. I saw him trying that in practice a few times, but we couldn't see him get that. But that was an impressive showing right there from Devin Smiley. But we got Jack Clark back in the bowl. Looked like he got a little winded towards the end of his last run, but he is back. We love the downside tailwind 360.
Huge 360 downlift over that box jump. 450 table. That trick is so dope. Let's see what he's got. Wow! That is so crazy that he loves doing the 540 tricks in that pocket because you have no room. You have no room to carve either way. And if you land a little awkward, you're going to go right back up that vert.
You know what I mean? So, but I mean, hey, obviously it's working for him.
Yeah,
so.
brakeless rider too, and you have to think that, you know, if he had brakes on that bike, maybe he could have just locked up that back wheel and just taken the knife into the bowl there. But
he's not old, Chris. He doesn't ride brakes.
Oh my
That's
bad.
that's not a common thing. You know, that's an old
Oh,
person thing.
540 with a bar spin.
Wow. This is coming from somebody that does have a sound. There you go.
Brakes are back. Brakes are back.
Wow, that was sick. Jack Clark, dude, man, he can just turn it on whenever he wants. You know, I didn't really see him do much in practice, and all of a sudden he's like, you know what? I'm turning up the heat.
Yeah,
So I guess we're going straight into the best trick, right? You get 3. So I think that I think the riders are going to try their best tricks, but the judges are only going to judge the first 3 attempts. So if you don't get your trick within first 3 attempts, the judges
Get the
aren't gonna
hell off
count.
the course.
Yeah, get out of here.
Stop wasting the time of the other people that are still trying to get their best tricks, is what you're saying. I don't want to put words into your mouth, but that's what you're saying. Get it within 3 or don't get it at all. Check out Bruno Hoffman right here.
Gap wall 180. That's sick. I love seeing people use that tight section up top just because nobody does it. You know what I mean? So Bruno getting up there. We saw Reed Stark up there yesterday in the best trick. Bruno, gap wall 180 within his 3 tries. So that is going to count.
And to the people at home, I was just kidding. A lot of these guys are going to, if they don't get it within 3, they'll keep going. It's just the judges are only going to look at those first 3, whether they got them within those first 3 tries or not. But, I mean, we see people go, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20 tries if they have to go. So we'll let this thing go on as long as we need to, but the judges are only going to count those first 3 attempts during the best trick portion of today's finals.
For sure, and Daryl is a great guy at getting the crowd hyped, and he's always like, do you guys want to see it? Let's make it happen! So I'm sure they're going to keep it going, but Casson looks like he's going back for that vert wall gap. Maybe he's going to trick it. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see what's going to happen. Oh, he didn't get that right pump. See, that gap is so big, and that hip before it is so awkward that you got to hit the roast on the hip going in and make sure you get a good pump, because if you dead sailor towards that vert wall, it's not pretty.
Yeah, and you're also coming out of a 2-foot tall bowl, or is it 3, 2.5?
I don't have the measuring tape on me, Chris.
Check them out. Here we
I
go.
really
Here we go.
don't know. Ooh,
Throw a classic toboggan.
Very, very nice. Very nice.
I appreciate it. Solid riding all weekend long from Casson. Got a chance to hang out with him, share some deck space with him. He's a great guy. Looking forward to a couple more years of seeing him shred.
Yeah, hopefully he's out here again next year. All right, we got Devin up next. See what Devin is looking for. I'm sure it's going to be some type of technical, manual, complicated.
Well, check him out. Manual on the bar spin to manual. I'm sorry. Up this tight transition, going back. I saw him trying.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Something like this in practice, so it's going to be interesting to see if he's able to pull it off. Remember, he's only got 2 more attempts, so the pressure's on. But if anyone can rise above the pressure, it's Devin.
Oh yeah, manual, a full tranny, fakey manual.
Wow. Okay.
And the judges are gonna count it, folks. Perfect. That was awesome. Nose bonk, 270 Smith, crowd pleaser. That was awesome. That was a perfect end to the run. And Devin laced up a really sick trick for best trick yesterday. He did the 180 bar over switch pegs, and he told me he's never done that before. That was the only one he's ever done, and he did it first try. So Devin's got the skills to pay the bills, as they say,
All right.
folks.
Did they still say that?
They say it. I don't know who they are, but they say it.
All right.
Maybe I'll bring it back. It's a saying I'm going to bring back. Jack Clark getting in there.
What do you think? You think it's going to be like a jumping style trick? You think he's going to go back for the 9 like he did yesterday?
Oh,
Sending the 9!
There it is, the 900! The Tony Hawk's Deluxe with the 900. Maybe he'll get a video game deal after this one, folks. Jack Clark, Pro BMX, coming soon. Yeah, so we saw Jack do this 900 yesterday in the best trick contest, and like I said before, that is a terrible spot to do that trick at. You're so close to the wall, and obviously he thinks it's the perfect spot. So
Watch how he tucks up the bike when he knows that he has that 900. Check him out. Boom!
Wow, he was so like off axis, you know what I mean? And he almost did like an alley-oop. Like he kind of landed on the quarter, like, to the right. So That was sick, Jack. You know, he did that trick really, really, really well.
Yeah, yeah. The shirt is bright, the quarters are tight, but he sends the 900 right there in what Trey would call the worst part of the bowl. So awesome to have Jack Clark out here doing his things, and always impressive to watch him ride. I see Sebastian Keep in the background. Wow, awesome to see him out here. I saw him out here yesterday with his son, and my son is actually named after Sebastian Keep. So
did you name him after Baz Keep, or did you name him after the crab from The Little Mermaid?
No, it was actually Baz Keep.
They're both great Sebastians. But yeah, I think we got the next heat coming up, heat number 2.
Yes, heat number 2.
That was awesome.
Yes, so it'll be the team that qualified in that 4th place position is going to be going next. They're just going to get warmed up on the course a little bit, so unfortunately you have to listen to me and Trey talk a little bit more. Might be possibly having another interview, might have another person come in here from Heat 1, tell us a little bit about what it's like out there. You and I are just kind of hunkered in here, nothing but concrete and a little monitor to look at, so it'll be nice to know what the energy's like out there on the course for some of these riders. But if you're in Heat, the Heat 1 just went off, did not disappoint. We saw Devin Smiley, we saw Jack Clark, Bruno Hoffman, Casson doing his thing, so that's a good way to set off the finals here at the Battle of Hastings 2022. We hope that you guys are enjoying this at home, and yeah, what were some highlights for you for Heat 1?
Oh man, I mean, you know, Devin Smiley, but I think that we're going to get into the history of the Source Park and then a commercial. So let's get right into that. All right, well, after Heat 1, I think that we are heated up in the building. That was killer. Jack Clark, Devin Smiley, I mean, what more can you want, Chris?
Yeah, I don't really want for anything right now, but I mean, we're getting a good look at the course here, getting a look at what Team Jones is about to lay to waste here at the Source Skate Park. We got Jordan O'Kane, Jordan Godwin, Felix Prangenberg, and Mr. Sam Jones himself. Going to be yet another good one. Looking forward to what these guys have to bring to the table.
Yeah, Jordan O'Kane, I mean, the local boy here in Hastings, he's always doing something completely cyclone spinning-esque. Felix Prangenberg, I mean, what more can you say about Felix? You know, you really got to pay attention to his feet. Is it switch? Is it opposite? Is it regular? I don't know. He's all over the map, but I'm sure he's going to do some really, really killer stuff. And yeah, this heat is gonna be radical.
Now, Felix Prangenberg, I saw him at the X Games recently. There was a heavy debate as to whether Felix should have beat Garrett in that. So that should just tell you how good Felix really is. If you're making Garrett Reynolds sweat, then you're doing something right. And Felix is having one of the best years ever. He's put out countless web content. He's done well at all the big contests. He's having a great year. He's a nice kid. He said he's battled a little bit of an elbow injury. That's why he wasn't at the Japanese X Games. So he does have a little bit of a broken wing, but he's just working through it, having a great year. Really looking forward to watching him do his thing here.
I mean, he had my vote for Nora Cup for Street Rider of the Year, so I think if anybody deserves the praise, it is Felix, because he is a shredder, and he's really pushing the limits of like what people thought was possible with street riding and with ease. So when he's doing like 720 half cabs and stuff like that, he's mind blowing. But you also got Sam Jones in there, and he always comes in there and does something super surprising that you never really know what he's quite capable of. We saw him yesterday do the 3 to Crooked on the rail, and that's a hard move. 360 into a rail is no joke. So I think everybody in this heat is gonna rip it up.
Yeah, and once again, we're getting another angle of the Source Park here. I mean, and what went into making these ramps and making this building work for these ramps is really something that is a sight to behold. So if you have a chance, go watch the Source documentary. It's on YouTube, and you'll see about what these guys went through in order to make such a magnificent park. By far one of the most premier skate parks in all of the UK. So these guys busted their asses to get this done, and they got all the ramps in here, and it's even before the ramps were in here, they had a whole mission to get things done. A lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of blood and sweat went into making this all happen.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's crazy because I don't know if a lot of people know this, but we're actually below sea level right now. We are on the beach, and this skate park is located underground. So technically, we are under the ocean. This is it's an underwater skate park. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we were like pretty much right under where the rail jam was taking place. And if we can take a second here to thank the sponsors for allowing us to be here yet again for another Battle of Hastings. We got Vans, we got Monster Energy, Dickies, Fireball Whiskey, who put on yesterday's best trick competition, BSD Cinema, ECLAT, Fly, GT, KINK, ODYSSEY, Shadow. Man, this is a lot of sponsors because a lot of sponsors want to be involved and contribute to this, so I apologize for rambling, but this is how we pay bills here. So nevertheless, be sure to follow along on the hashtag BOHBMX. Get involved in the conversation. Say what you like, say what you don't like, but yeah, get involved and enjoy, have some fun. And my co-host here, Trey Jones, is really good at plugging these sponsors when the time arises to do so. So I look forward to more of that from you, Trey.
Okay. And yeah, if you guys want to use the hashtag BOHBMX, I mean, if you want to post a photo of me, Chris, on the live stream, shout us out, hashtag BOHBMX, and say, Trey sounds like an idiot on this live podcast, or this webcast, whatever this thing's called. If you want to hashtag BOHBMX, do it, and tag me and Chris in it, because I'd love to see it.
A bird flew by the camera yesterday, and Trey goes, "Well, the shadow is upon us," and I'm like, "Wow, that was
Yeah.
Commentary 101. Just find a place to plug the sponsors, make it look seamless. There you go."
I'll make sure to be really be on it today with the sponsor plugs, because to be real, without these sponsors, the event doesn't go on, Like, they help pitch in to make this thing happen, and as I know from Swampfest, the sponsors are super important, man, and yeah, huge shout to them for supporting this stuff, because there needs to be more radical stuff like Source going on in BMX, so.
Yeah, and you mentioned Swampfest. That's an event that you put on every year in Florida, and you do it, you're a rider yourself, obviously, but you put it on your rider, it's for the riders, and everyone always has a good time. Everyone always looks forward to it. So you know what the guys at the Source go through in order to get an event together.
Oh yeah, it is not easy, and I can only imagine, because I'm just slapping random ramps together in a swamp, and this is an actual professional event. So I'm sure the preparation is 3 times as long. So huge respect to the Source. They don't have to do this event. They don't have to put this on for BMX, but they love it, and they want to see BMX succeed. And I making lifelong BMX riders. You know, they're not just trying to sell one bike; they're trying to create a lifelong BMX rider, and that's super important. You know.
Yeah, and in case you don't know, they do lessons at the Source Park. They have people come in and do lessons for the younger generation of up-and-coming shredders. So they do a lot for the local riding community and the local skating community, I must say. So big shout out to Mark Moore, Rich Moore, Tom Creasy, and all the countless individuals that work so hard to make this all happen, to make the Source happen and bring us all together. Jordan O'Kane has ripped his shirt off once again. I believe that's how he prefers to ride. I can't blame him. But last year when I had Dan Lacey here, he was saying some unsavory comments about Jordan. I believe they're great friends, so he can get away with it. I'm not going to say any of that. But once again, we got a bare-chested Jordan O'Kane ready to hit the course. Very much looking forward to what he brings to it. Oh, but wait, we got Jordan Godwin coming in from the other side of the course.
Yeah, Jordan getting in there with the street section, going up and over that spine. Nollie to over crank arm to 180. Switch crank arm coming back this way.
Keep your eye on the subtleties, the way he's moving his feet. He goes left foot forward, right foot forward, depending on what he's going to do. Always keeping me and Trey on our toes.
Yeah, Chris has a hard time keeping up with these switch, regular, opposite foot, all this stuff, but I'm here to guide you along, Chris.
Well, I appreciate the support, Trey. I'll take care of all the rest. But yeah, it's always good to have your input. You're able to call it a lot faster than I am. Usually I need like a slow-mo or something like that to be able to tell just what it is that a guy like Jordan Godwin is actually doing.
Well, it's hard to keep up, man. It's hard to keep up, and Jordan's calling it right there. He was all over the place, grinding all sorts of areas on his bicycle. So, yeah, Jordan killed it. He's a good dude, does a lot for BMX, and yeah, who we got next? Who's next to drop in this heat? Looks like Felix might be getting ready to drop in right there in the corner. Also, look at Felix rocking the Monster logo on the hat with shout out to Monster Energy, one of our sponsors. Ooh,
Monster.
pegs up, nose bar, over tooth, 180, wow.
Monster hats and neck tats is what he's about. Check him out, big turn down over the spine. I knew what that one was, Trey.
Yeah, and before that was switch foot, pegs, hard 360, nollie, crooked grind.
720, okay.
Wow, 7 to fakie on the quarter. That is a trick you do not see in contest run. I know we saw Jordan O'Kane trying to do that in the prelims, but Felix was also trying it.
A sprocket slap coming into the bowl. The hat is off. The blonde hair is flowing.
Wow.
Cute. Would you call that a 270 or a 360 over that hip?
I would say 270. Wow, 3 whip to fakie. Yeah, big 270 fakie over the hip, straight into the 3 whip to fakie. I mean, these are not like contest run tricks. These are things that you would do to film like one time for Instagram or for a video part, and that's it. But Felix is so good that he can just do them in a line. So Jordan coming in. Jordan is a complete wild card.
Yeah, watch a lot of the 360s to flat, the 720s to flat, like the flares to flat. Man, he keeps fooling us. I keep thinking Jordan's going to drop in, and we send in
we keep talking
someone
about
else.
Jeez, we got Sam Jones, team captain, coming in. Or is Sam Jones going? I don't know what's going on. All right, yeah, Sam is going. Going towards that bank to rail setup. Nollie to over switch tooth. Truck to fakie on the quarter.
We saw him get down on that wall too, the big Source BMX wall, so we know he could do some sub-box tricks. Sending the hang 5.
Oh,
letting
my
it go.
gosh.
Okay.
Jesus.
Take that, Joe Jarvis. That was first try like it was nothing.
Oh my God. Wow. Sam Jones lighting it up out here. He is seriously shredding. Wow, over Smith to ice down the rail.
A lot of technical aspects to his riding that he's just lacing up first try like it's no big deal.
What?
Okay.
Did his best trick move in a run. 360 to over crook. Oh my God. Hey, that is why he is the captain of this team.
Yeah, he was in the groove. Like sometimes you find that groove during a contest where it just becomes difficult for you to mess up, and he was in that groove. He was just lacing grinds after grinds after grinds and just locking into things. 360 into that crooked grind.
That is insane. Doing that in a contest really is wild. And I think that Jordan O'Kane is finally going to drop in. After talking about him this whole time, we get to see it. Except the table in the pocket, carving down into that curved wall ride. 540 flare deal on that.
Watch the carving, watch the carving. Check him out.
Like a cyclone.
Again, I don't know how that's even possible because I slide out just turning slightly in that bowl, and he just really pushing the laws of
Chris,
physics.
He is a professional. He's a professional bike rider. He must have really good tires, proper pressure. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Whoa, my God. Wow.
The place is going absolutely insane. They love Jordan here.
Yeah, local boy from Hastings. Looks like he's going back for that quarter. What's he want? 540 flare, 7 fake thing. I don't even know what to call it. He does his flare. If that is a flare, he does them just like Joe Riley used to do, where he's kind of like a dipped 540, but kind of like a flare. But I don't know. Whatever it is, it's kick ass.
Yeah, the way that he spins and the way that he twists, it's hard to tell if he's doing like a flare type of maneuver, if he's just like an off-axis 540. But like you said, always awesome to have Jordan out here to have a local guy doing his thing, get a lot of support from the local community.
Speaking of Jordan, we got another Jordan dropping in. Jordan Godwin, nollie to feeble down that rail, up and over the spine. I'm sure he's got something for this rail coming back. Let's see what it is. Nollie to hanger to crank arm.
Now, I was recently informed on Instagram that Butcher and Lucky used to not call them the nollie, but they'd call them rev hops when you come out of the front like that. Now, we don't have to do that. I'm just saying.
You say rev?
Rev hops. Yeah, that's what Butcher and Lucky. You gonna say that they're wrong?
No. I mean, I think Lucky might be one of the first people to do nollies in the grinds, but I think, hey, if that's what they want to call it, then
yeah, I'm not gonna meet them in the alleyway to discuss it.
Shout out to East Coast Destruction with Lucky and Butcher. Jordan Godwin kind of struggling a little bit there at the end, but looks like we got Felix getting back in there.
Yeah, this is for his second run. Now, keep in mind he's got 50 seconds of the entire park to himself, and he is going to light it up right here, right now. Wow. Starting off with how he kind of started the last run. Okay.
Switch foot pegs, hard 360. Jeez.
Yeah, watch those feet, ladies and gentlemen. Always switching things around, always keeping me and Trey guessing, and he's always never not impressive. Sending that 720 once again. He pulls it this time.
God, Jesus.
The hat is off, the blonde hair is out, so you know he means business right here. Back into the bowl. Here we go.
Turn down on the quarter, landing super flat, but hey, he's a street rider. That's okay. Whoa, fast plant 3 to fakie on the vert wall. You really never know what to expect from Felix. Like, he can do the craziest transition tricks, or like that 180 bar backlash across the box jump area, putting up the #1. I think he qualified first, Chris.
Gosh, I love that 180 bars, backwards manual, and then flipping it back around into the small bowl right there. Easy as you like. That's just like how he gets to the other side of the course. He has to do something really technical and difficult that makes us all scratch our heads. But yeah, awesome to watch Felix Prangenberg do his thing. Awesome to have him here once again at Battle of Hastings. But we got Sam Jones dropping in, who just laced up a really great first run. There's
the feet got switched. He went into a rev hop over the rail. I don't know what was going on that one.
We don't have to call it that. I'm just saying. Back in the hang 5.
Into the whoa.
Saw him pull that in his first run.
I'm a real fan of the color of his bike. Reminds me of an old Bully Hot, Chris.
Wow, okay. Now, I don't believe Bully is a sponsor of this event, so we don't have to say them, but it's good to know that there's that 360 to crooked grind. Man, and he stomps it. A lot of times when people 360 onto a rail, it kind of seems like they just take what they can get, but he stomps that crooked grind, so you know he means it.
He's like lofting into it, too. It doesn't look, oh my God, he's going for the flare. The backflip air, folks. Maybe he can save it for his best trick at the end of his run, you know?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what he does for his best trick. We saw him in the best trick competition, and he had so many options to choose from, so it's going to be really fun to watch. Definitely.
Yeah, I wonder what he was trying, because he did the 3 to crook in his run so easily, and yesterday he was doing 360 to some sort of grind. He never really quite got it, but I don't know if he was trying for the Smith or maybe crook 180. I don't know, but we got Jordan O'Kane getting back in there. He is roasting X up the table. I love that combo. Curve wall ride, 540 flare again, 270 over the hip.
Check out the carving right here, Trey.
How does he not slap? Oh my God, he did the triple. He did the triple crown. Wow.
Keeping it tight in that bowl corner. He almost looked like one of those motorcycle shows where they're just going over and over and over. The ball of death, that's what it is.
I think he's got a groove worn out in the bottom of that bowl corner where his carve is so hard. But
the ball of bone death, maybe?
Oh, good plug. Not a sponsor, but you're getting there, Chris. It's all right.
Whoa, and the 360 to flat. Loves to go to flat. Doing it for Sean Burns, which technically I guess would be as his boss.
Imagine Sean Burns is the boss, folks. Oh my goodness. No, what is he doing?
Here we go.
What is he doing right now? What is he doing?
Guard your children's eyes. Here we go.
Oh, I think he went through the ramp and into the ocean. Oh no, he did. He's okay. Jesus. That is about, I don't know, 10, 12 foot drop, I'd say.
Straight to flat ground. Throwing the bees right there.
Look, the ramp is completely fine. Source Park being built. Excellent craftsmanship at the skate park. But Jordan O'Kane getting an outstanding
well,
ovation.
he still has best trick, or his next couple visits to the course will be for best trick. So he has the option to go back and try that for 3 tries, which I can't imagine jumping off anything that high one time. So he's got 3 times. If he wants to go back up there, lace up that bar spin to flat, and get it done, get that good score.
Yeah, I'm sure that he's going to be jumping off of something. He's going to try to find the highest point in the skate park, and he's jumping off of it, folks.
Now last year, Joe Jarvis 360'd off that in his underwear, and then went straight to the bar.
That's insane. Oh my God.
It's a good clip because you see him biff it on 1 360, and you see Ryan Nyquist just kind of cringe, like, ooh, that's got to sting.
Looks like Jordan's eyeing up his last trick. Wow, nollie hanger down that rail. Jeez, that is gnarly. That is a long rail to do that trick on.
And we saw him in the beach rail competition do that as well. And I have no idea where he got the speed for that thing. But yeah, Jordan Godwin just lacing that up real quick, getting the best trick done, first try, easy as you like.
The Monster Energy rider is just really performing outstandingly this weekend.
There we go, Trey. That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. You get nothing but the best from Mr. Trey Jones when he's got the microphone in his hand. But we got Felix Prangenberg back on the course. Very excited to see what he's got for his best trick. Because is it going to be a combo? Is it going to be something he's going to link together that involves some balance? Or is it going to be just like a one-banger?
I don't know, man. Oh, he is waving. He's telling people, get the hell out of my way. I'm about to show you guys what I got. So let's see what Felix has got in store. Smith 180. Whoa! All right, so switch Smith 180, fakie, and then looks like maybe full cab over the rail toothpick. I don't know. Felix is really good at doing like 720 cabs and like crazy cyclone spins when he's going backwards. So really, who knows what's about to happen? Switch Smith 180.
Backwards.
Full cab over switch tooth.
Now, what didn't he like about that, do you think? It seemed like he had that in the bag, but he wanted something a little bit more.
I don't know. Like I said, Felix can do 540 cabs and even 720 cabs, so I don't know what exactly he's going for. Also, shout out to Steve Caballero. He hates when BMX calls it a full cab, but we do not give a freaking heck here. We're going to call it whatever we want.
Here we go.
Oh, so he wants like the cab over at tooth and then 180.
Now, was that attempt number 3? Is he going to go back up there?
I believe that was his 3rd attempt, so. Listen, judges aren't going to score it, then why even do it, Chris?
Okay. It looks like he wants to do it for the crowd. The crowd wants to see him do it. His fellow riders want to see him do it. Jumps up on the Dickies ramp there, giving the pound to Mr. Darrell. Now, going to give it another shot. This is just for the people of Hastings. It's just for the people watching at home. It's not going to count for his score. but really would love to see him get it done.
Yeah, let's see it, Felix. Smith, fakie, full cap, tooth 180. Wow! That is sick.
And the place absolutely erupts. His team giving him the big hug.
Yeah, Felix is not only a great bike rider, but an awesome dude. He's one of the coolest, most humble dudes out there. So huge shout out to Felix, and congratulations on performing that sick stunt.
And I have a feeling that tonight Felix is going to have a big night at our Nora Cup Awards put on by our BMX. Really looking forward to that, where we're going to see these guys go home with a couple cups. So I just have that feeling that Felix is going to have a big night. Lewis Mills might have a big night. Hey, Trey Jones, you might have a big night as you're up for video part of the year for your part in your no fun section. So if you're at home and during a commercial break you want to check out Trey Jones do his thing, be sure to check out No Fun.
Thank you, Chris. What a proper plug. We got Sam Jones rolling in. He wants that 3 to Smith. See, I don't know what he wants. I don't know if he wants like 3 to Crook to 180 or 3 Crook Smith or 3. I really don't know. So I think Rollin for a surprise.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard to figure out what exactly he wants in that combo.
It's wild that he can 360 into that grind so many times, because usually it's like one and done, all right, I'm over that, but he's done the 3 to Crook probably 15 times so far over the course of yesterday and today, but he's going for it again. Let's see it. Oh, he won the truck to Crook. Yeah, I definitely was not. Oh, he's putting the number 1 up saying, I am number 1. I am the best. Or maybe it's another try. I don't know. We'll see.
Truck driver into the crooked grind right there. Wants a little bit more.
No! Oh my God! Going for the 540 to backwards Crook. Wow, Chris.
Looked like murder on that tailbone right there, but just popping right back up. Looking like he wanted that 540. You think 540 into the crooked grind?
I would assume, because it seems like it's an easier trick to lock into because you have pegs on both sides of the rail, so you don't. Usually when the guys go backwards, they go to the backwards crook. So if I was a betting man, I would have to bet on the 540 to backwards crook, which is that's killer, man. That's serious. That's some badass stuff right there. I mean, just the truck to crook is insane.
Yeah.
And he did it, and he was like, nah, I got something else. Like it was no big deal. So at least he got one thing under his belt, you know?
Yeah, brutal slam on that one, but we saw so much from Sam Jones this entire weekend. Awesome to have him here as a team captain, selecting his team of absolute street assassins, but it looks like Jordan O'Kane maybe wants something on the ramp.
Let's see what Jordan's got.
Kicks Sam Jones's bike out of the way.
Get the freaking heck out of my way, because I'm coming through to do some crazy stuff. 7 to fakie off the Taco Bell extension. Wow.
Big 720, catching just enough transition to be able to pull it back around, get that fakie.
Yeah, that was radical. Jordan O'Kane, 7 to fakie off the extension. And that quarter is tight, man. It's not that quarter is not an easy quarter to do stuff on. You know, it's only about 5 feet tall, and it's got a really, really quick transition on it. So doing something like a 7 to fakie on it is pretty gnarly. Jordan is stoked right now.
Yes, and when you're shirtless like that, that's how you get the ladies at the Battle of Hastings. Rip that shirt off, and the ladies will flock.
Yeah. Are you talking from experience, Chris, on this one?
I'm not really talking from experience, because clearly I don't have the chest such as Jordan O'Kane, but there's only 2 women at the Source Park right now, and they are right near Jordan, so I just kind of have to assume there.
Yeah, we have an abundance of a male audience this weekend, and so I don't know if that's really going to work out with him too well. Oh, it looks like Lewis Mills is getting warmed up. Oh, is that it? We're moving to the next heat?
And that's going to be
Guess
it for
so.
heat number 2. Wow, I mean, very heavy street-influenced heat. We had Felix Prangenberg, you had Jordan O'Kane, Sam Jones, the team captain, and Jordan Godwin. So a lot of handrail assassins, and I mean, it was really cool to see Jordan. I'm sorry, we got Jordan Godwin coming in here. Stay tuned. But to get Jordan O'Kane doing that 720, catching enough of that transition to pull it back around fakie. So, you guys are going to want to stay tuned because we're going to be having a very special interview with a very special guy who we've been fanning out on all weekend long. So be sure to stay tuned.
Come on, Hastings!
Now joining us here, heat number 2 superstar, Mr. Jordan Godwin, who we just saw on the course doing his thing. Now, Jordan, you've been putting on all weekend long. We saw you in the handrail competition, the beach rail competition out there on the pier. It's been really fun to sit in this little bunker that me and Trey are in. They keep us locked in here. It's been really fun fanning out over all the tricks that you've been doing. Now, the last place that I saw you was at the X Games out there in San Diego. But now we're here at the Battle of Hastings, and I won't deny that the X Games has their place in BMX, but are you able to compare what makes a contest like this so special in comparison to a contest like the X Games?
I think the first thing is it's a team event, which makes it completely different, and you're with a bunch of your friends. And I feel like the X Games has a little bit more pressure just because of it's a gigantic name, and that everyone knows the X Games, grew up watching the X Games. So getting an invite there, I felt a lot of pressure. Coming here, I'm just with my best friends on the team, and all the other guys here. Feels like there's no pressure, and it's just fun and sends.
And that's certainly the vibe that we got watching heat number 2, is that you guys are all buddies. You're out there hugging, you're giving daps, and just probably talking a little bit of shit here and there. So awesome to see. Trey, do you have any questions for Jordan?
Well, first off, me and Chris have been going back and forth on all your switch foot, crank arm, hanger, all this stuff. I've been giving Chris a lesson on how modern day BMX works. So, but going back to the heat, is how awesome is it out there riding with just like all your boys? Because I know you're super close with Sam and Felix both. And how is it riding a contest with all your boys?
Riding with Sam, Jordan, and Felix is the best. It's like being on a Doom trip, pretty much. I mean, when Sam got the opportunity to pick a team, he like texted us and was like, Doom Team question mark? And we're like, obviously, we have to do it, and it's just the best time ever with those guys.
Hell yeah, man. That is seriously killer. That's awesome, man. But yeah, you got anything else, Chris, or is that it?
That's about it. Thank you so much for coming and visiting with us. We know you just got off the course. You're hot, you're sweaty, so thanks for being here, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Let's go ahead and check out the highlights from the high hop contest.
Heat number 3 coming up. Team Riley. Kieran Riley has hand selected Casey Starling, Jose Torres, and Lewis Mills. We got that coming for heat number 3. You're going to want to stick around. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a lot of fun. These heats are just going to get bigger, better, and it's just going to, and the audience is going to get more and more drunk. There's a couple people out there handing out free beer tickets, so it's going to get more and more rowdy. Very much looking forward to being a part of this and watching this go down, Trey.
Yeah, it is going to be super, super rad, man. It is, I mean, Casey Starling, he's by far one of my favorite riders of this whole event. Completely unpredictable and just completely, yeah, he's awesome. Saw him yesterday in Best Trick. He did the pegs, hard 180 to fakie front flip. I mean, that is just like a combo that you don't see from anybody else. So, yeah, this heat is going to be absolutely killer, and really stoked to see this one happen.
Yeah, and you said it best yourself. I mean, Casey Starling is very unpredictable. You never know what that kid's going to do. Is he going to do something on a handrail? Is he going to do something on a quarter pipe? He's got just a variety of different tricks, a slew of tricks that he can choose from, not only in the runs, but also in the best trick portion of our finals today.
Yeah, and I was out there riding a little bit and messing around with those dudes when they were getting warmed up, and Casey had a cassette on, and I was like, oh, that's weird. I thought that he was riding a free coaster, and he said he just put a free coaster on to do that trick specifically.
And our man, Casey Starling, is on the course, kind of messing up there. Went to go toe jam into the Vader, but he's going to keep it rolling. Bar spin to tire tap, tail up and over the rail.
Oh, look at the pop, just cruising right over the rail. I don't even know if I could bunny hop over that, to be honest.
I'm sure you got that, Trey, but check him out right here, showing you that feeble ice to tail tap, showing you the technical ramp tricks.
He's cruising in, he's going into the bowl. Let's see what he's got going.
Now, a rider like Kieran Riley, it's amazing to me that he has a respect for Casey Starling to put him on his team like this. He must be really impressed by what this young man has.
Wow. That is what we were talking about with the unpredictability. Just throwing a double whip, like it's not common that you see a guy that's doing stuff on the rails and he gets in the bowl and he's like, you know what, I'm going to do a double whip on this quarter pipe. So, yeah, Casey is a shredder, and I'm so stoked to see him here. I saw him at the Vans contest a few weeks ago in Huntington Beach, and he killed it there. So, yeah, it's good to see him getting around some more. And you know what? I learned a fun fact about Casey the other day. He does backflips switch-footed.
Oh, that's weird.
That's a really strange fact. But we got Jose Torres getting in there. This dude was shredding in the prelims, and it's good to see him back out here. Big no-hander up onto the berm.
Whoa!
Downside double whip. Wow. And then roasting up onto that other vert wall.
He caught that downside double tail whip with so much time, just eyeing up that vert wall the whole time. 360 tuck no-hander up in the rafter.
Headbanger's ball coming in.
Notice how he's kept his speed going really nice and fast this entire time. Double tail whip catching all the transition. Nice look back there over the hip.
Yeah, Jose is ripping this bull right now. Wow. Flare whip on the quarter. Christmas might surprise you, but I've never done a flare whip before.
That surprises me. But it's not surprising that Jose has that in his back pocket. That was a full pull. That was lines and tricks and consistency, and that's a lot of what the judges are looking for. They're looking for amplitude, flow, style, height, difficulty of tricks, consistency. That all comes into play when placing a rider.
Well, it must be the reason that one of our sponsors, Monster Energy, picked Jose up as a rider,
Oh, man.
We got Lewis Mill rolling in. Oh my God, Smith, the switch bar, 3 toboggan over the spine. Lewis is one of the best street riders in modern day BMX. And if you watched his Fiend part that came out earlier this year, you not disappointed. Wow.
Yeah, Lewis Mills, uncharacteristic slip-ups here. Going to wave that one off, come back strong for run number 2, and then, of course, we have him in the best trick portion of today's finals as well. So, yeah, I really don't like to see Lewis go down, but he's going to be back. Hopefully he can clean some things up a little bit.
I think his foot is a little bit hurt from the rail contest. I was on the course with him earlier, and he was, I know he's nursing the foot right now, so I'm sure going down like that hurts. But here we go. We got team captain Kieran Riley getting back in there. Bar to wall right on that back wall. That thing is so far back. 1, 2, 3 tail whips. Aaron right over Bakos at Endless BMX. Oh, back over him again! This kid does not give a freaking heck, folks.
Where did he get the speed to get that transfer? That's, I mean, we saw him take the little crank, but it's still triple truck driver.
Shout out to Chris Duncan. Wall ride, pull over into that back wall. Double bar up onto the up onto that source wall. He is making this gyro. His gyro must be hot right now.
There's the flare with the tail whip thrown in for good measure. Unfortunately, just sliding out a little bit. Now, compared to the previous heats, we have some riders in this jam that are like more traditional style park riders, such as Kieran.
Yeah, definitely.
There's that front flip.
Oh! That hurts so bad, I could imagine. Going straight to your tailbone like that. But, you gotta make it off like it's no big deal. But I think that Kieran might be one of the only people on planet Earth that does front flips over hip slide. Never seen that before besides him this weekend.
Yeah, and man, brutal slam there at the end, and especially at the end of your run, you're out of breath. You just put on for about 40 seconds, and then you have that at the very end of your run. It just really can knock the wind right out of your body. So good to see him pop right up. Looking forward to what he's got in run number 2. But right now we have Mr. Casey Starling getting the start of his run down pat, such as he wanted in the first. There's that bar spin, the tire tap. That is kind of sticking with the same run, cleaning some things up a little bit, Trey.
Whip over the rail once again. Going back, the bank to rail, nollie to tire ride. Jesus. Like we said before, it's not common that you can see a person that will do a nollie to tire ride in a switch whip and then go in the bowl and do a double whip air. That's not.
You think he's going to try the double whip air again?
I don't know. I mean, he did in his last run and he came really, really close. So I don't know. I think he's got it. Wow. Oh my gosh, is he okay?
Trey Jones swan dive coming out of that.
Yo, dude, back off.
Flare.
That's my move.
Just coming up short on that flare and took the swan dive straight to flat. There's
Oh,
that
there's the
double tail whip.
I think the guy took maybe 2 pedals and then did a double tail whip. But Casey Starling is an entertaining rider. And, you know, he's a little loose, and for me personally, I love that.
Absolutely.
I love the like unpredictability of what's going on. You know, it's great to see somebody like Garrett Reynolds go out there and do a super consistent run. But when you see somebody like Casey that is just holding on for dear life, it is full on radical, and that's dope.
Speaking of super consistent runs, Jose Torres is back on course, showing you that tuck no-hander up and into the wall. There's that settling for the single tail up this time. Whoa. Check him out. Lots of speed, lots of height, difficult tricks.
Yeah, let's see what he's got in this box jump. Jeez, a huge 3 no-hander. He is roasting right now. It seems like at first Jose might have had a little tough time getting used to the bowl, but he definitely has no trouble now. He is fully comfortable, and he's letting the people have it for sure.
Check him out. Last hit on this quarter bike. Big flare. Consistent run from Jose Torres so far. Showing you that downside opposite
Trick
tail.
on every wall. Trick on every single wall.
Wow, full pull from Jose Torres right there. Have you ever seen him 360 a double barrel coping spine?
I don't know if I've had.
It's insane how high he can 360 a spine. I know we don't have a traditional spine here, but we saw him 360 tuck no-hander over that little box jump feature, and it was just up in the rafters. But right now we got Mr. Lewis Mills. Had some slip-ups in run number 1, back for run number 2.
Going for that bar to tires. You can definitely tell that his foot is bothering him because usually Lou is just completely on fire, not struggling at all. But, you having a little tough time getting going here. Bar, tires to bar spin. Jesus Christ. Crank arm back in. Lou is probably one of the only people on this planet right now that can do that trick in a contest. So it's a treat to see. Nollie over switch pegs 180. He is so powerful when he rides. He literally makes his bike look like it's an 18-inch. With the Chris Bennett bike throw at the end, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, he's a tall guy. I mean, he's like my height, 6'3", and yeah, he makes the bike look small. He just kind of manhandles that bike around, but he's a guy that knows how to rise above some contest pressure. X Games champion in Japan recently, and you saw in his fiending part, his boys just going nuts at home watching him get that gold medal. So awesome to have him out here for Battle of Hastings. But right now we got Mr. Kieran Riley dropping back in, starting things off very similar to how he did in that first run. There's that bar spin into the wall ride. 20 tail whips over one small volcano right there, back into the bowl section, taking the ratchet. Big table, you love to see it, Trey.
Nice tabletop. I love to see him swap out the tail whip for the tabletop every once in a while, but going back for that box jump, 3 double whip, catching it perfectly.
Did he flinch at the end of that double tail whip in that 360?
I think he was just flexing on somebody in the crowd.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe somebody was giving him an ugly look, and he was just making sure they knew he was there.
He's small in stature, but he packs a huge punch on the bike. The first rider to do the yeah, you get twisted up, man. There's that front flip. Oh, and he comes out the back yet again. What I was trying to say is he did the triple flare earlier in the year, that huge setup, roasted the triple flare, and yeah, awesome to have Kieran Riley out here. Gives you a little something different to look at. Always a pleasure, never a chore.
Yeah, and he's definitely not used to riding bowls like this, and it's good to see him finding his line out there and, you know, doing what he does, and that's sending insane tricks off of quarter pipes and box jumps.
We got Casey Starling out there, letting Grant Castellucci? Castelluzzo letting Grant know that he's got 2% body fat right now, and he's trim and slim, and that's why he's got that shirt off.
He's like, yo, Grant, check me out. I look good, right?
Ready to do some damage. Once again, this is our best trick portion of the finals.
What
does he have? Like you said, Trey, unpredictability at all times.
I have literally no idea what he's looking at. Maybe sort of an alley-oop flare or something? I have no idea. Maybe? Yes, there it is! How did I predict that? I literally have no idea.
So you think he's going to land backwards on flat? You think that's what he's going for? Maybe catch a little bit of transition?
I would imagine he's going to do like an alley-oop 3 flip, like, and land straight, maybe? I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen, but
blazed up and ready to rip. Looking forward to seeing him pull this right here, right now, Trey. Let's see it.
Jeez, maybe he is going to land backwards. Maybe he is.
It almost looked like he overcorked it just a little bit. Now, this will be his last judged attempt right here, but he can take as many cracks as he wants for the source, for the people here, for the spectators, for you, for me, for the people at home watching. But this is his last judged attempt right here.
Yeah, Casey, let's see it. The building is literally quaking right now. Casey Starling. Oh!
Unfortunate. It looks like maybe a little bit more speed, perhaps.
You know what? I
really
have no idea. I have no idea what. Maybe a little bit more speed. Well, it depends. I don't know if he's trying to land backwards or straight. If he's trying to land straight, maybe pull a little bit harder and like get more of a torque. But I really can't tell. Wow! That is insane.
Questions answered. Coming back for more. Running up that wedge.
Jeez, Casey.
The riders love it. The fans love it. I love it. Check him out right here.
Yeah! Oh my God, he's so close. Alley-oop 360 backflip off of the side of a quarter pipe to flat. Gee, like I said, unpredictable. I definitely would not imagine that Casey was going to do this, but here we go.
Yeah, why not? There you go.
Wow, that was awesome.
Casey Starling straight out of the Garden State here in Hastings, the Source Battle of Hastings. I love to see a kid like Casey just shining out here and doing his thing. So good for you, Casey.
Yeah, that was killer, man. Congrats, Casey. He's, like I said before, he's one of my favorite riders right now, and he's actually, it's hard to do something different in BMX, especially when so much has already been done. But when you come along, and he had a KINK video come out not too long ago where he did a flip to backlash, and it was just insane. It was just, and hey, shout out to our sponsor, KINK BMX.
Yeah, thanks to KINK BMX for being a sponsor of the Battle of Hastings here once again.
We got Jose Torres. What's he looking for? Let's see it. Ooh, maybe bar to man. Maybe something up top.
I'm not really sure, Trey, because his runs, he put so many tricks into his runs already. What does he have left in the tank that's going to be difficult for him, that can impress the judges in the best trick portion of today's competition? Now, that was his second attempt, jumping up on the Monster Energy drink wall right there. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, and if for everybody watching, if you haven't ridden a BMX contest before, right now he's dying. He literally feels like he wants to die. He's out of breath, but he's still going for it. Bar to manual. Oh, putting that crank in there. Getting it done no matter what to bar in. Hell yeah.
Just fighting for that manual, ratcheting where he has to ratchet, looking like Chad Kagi a little bit. Remember when he used to do that in his park runs there, where you take up about 55 seconds doing one manual. But that was so awesome to see from Jose Torres, putting down his best trick, put down two super solid runs in the park course as well. So Jose Torres, I mean, Jose's looking good right now.
That was awesome.
Speaking of looking good, we got Lewis Mills back on the course, ready to do his thing.
Oh my God, what is he trying? He barspin hanger, maybe? I don't know. He kind of nosedived and twitched a little bit, so maybe he wants something like that. I don't know. Let's see. Oh my God! Jesus Christ! Lewis Mills barred a hanger. Hey, shout out to Josh Harrington.
Wow. We're dropping a lot of names here, but none more heavy than that one. That's a good one right there.
If he lands this, I'm not going to just drop names, maybe drop this mic, because it, Jesus, man. He is Lewis Mills. I mean, it's crazy that you can keep doing tricks that haven't been done before, but I think this might be one of them right here. Oh my God. So see, what's so crazy about that is, even if you don't throw the bar spin, you're still nosediving into a rail. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not like you can just like, oh, okay, I'll get out of it. You know, you're fully nosediving, committing into a rail, so you gotta do something. But bar, oh my God, no, there's no way he's trying to tires. No, or nose manual maybe. I really have no idea.
That back end is pretty steep right there. I'm gonna assume that he's going for the tooth hanger out of, you know, throw the bars, land tooth hanger, let it rip.
Let's see it, Lou. Smells one of the best modern day street riders. Bar. Wow. Oh my God.
Dive to the feet of Garrett Reynolds right there, Lewis Mills. Unfortunate for him. Now the attempts aren't going to count anymore. I believe he's past his threshold there, but still going to go up and do it for the fine spectators here at Battle of Hastings. Do it for our people that are tuning into the live stream and getting very annoyed with me and Trey's commentary. So let's see what he's got. Lewis Mills dropping in there, throwing the bars. Tooth hanger.
Watch out, Grant. Get out of the way. Lewis Mills is coming through. Jeez, man. He's waving it off. Like I said, I think he has a little bit of a hurt foot, so he's probably going to wave it off. But giving it a solid try, Garrett Reynolds.
Yeah, and similar to what I said about Felix, I think Lewis Mills is going to have a big night tonight at Nora Cup. Now, personally, I hope you win for Video Part of the Year, but Lewis Mills is no slouch, and he's definitely, you know, showing why he is who he is and why he's had the year that he's had. So, you know, unfortunate not able to get that final trick, but awesome to have him out here.
I'm honored to even be considered in the same category as Lewis Mills for a Nora Cup. So if I lose to him, that's not an insult. I'm completely okay with that.
Just have to try harder next year, Trey.
I didn't give it my all, so maybe next year.
Well, speaking of giving it your all, we got Kieran Riley about to drop in. Last year, did the double flare. We saw him do the quad tail whip in yesterday's competition. What's he got for this one right here? Backflip in!
Speaking of ratcheting, giving a hell of a ratchet off that quarter into a backflip. Shout out to Dave Mira, the originator of the backflip drop in.
Now this is crazy. I mean, he's got such a tight opportunity of starting. He can only really take a ratchet. He's got to pop this backflip into a very tight transition.
Yeah, because if you notice that the ramp, it goes down right there. So he has to do it before he gets to the edge, or else it could be catastrophic. Jeez! So crazy that people can do that. It's like, that's seriously so mind-blowing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be able to pop a backflip off of a bunny hop into a tight transition like that, not an easy feat.
I think if somebody had a gun to my head and said I had to try this trick, I might be taking a bullet on that. I don't know if I could get myself to try it. Sam Jones watching on. The cameraman is really psyched on Sam getting stoked for Kieran.
Go.
Oh my God, I could only imagine how hard it is.
And it looks like he's missing a little bit of the pop right at the very end.
Well, like you said, it's such a short run up that he literally gets like one little half crank in there, and then he has to send a bunny hop back.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can tell on your screen, but the top of that quarter kind of slopes downward. So he's kind of already facing down. He's got to pop a little bit higher. Now, these little subtleties make a huge difference sometimes when you're trying such a difficult trick.
Also, there's a few factors. It's that's in a bowl corner, so it's not just a flat wall. Like, it's like the coping is curved, it's going downhill, and it's getting narrower. Like that, at one end, it's about 4 feet wide where he's starting, but when he goes to take off, that deck is only about maybe a foot, 16 inches wide, and like all those factors come into play. I'm talking completely out of my ass, like I know what I'm talking about with a bunny hop backflip, but yeah, I'm sure that he's gonna get it right here.
Yeah, and obviously you and I are the experts here on all things riding, but do you think the judges can appreciate what he's trying here?
I don't think Van Homen's ever done a bunny hop backflip, but oh my God, I'm sure that he can fully respect it. But Kieran Riley trying to get that hop flip into it. Like we said before, a huge shout out to Dave Mira, the originator of the flip drop in.
Now, unfortunate, he's past his 3-try threshold there, but he's doing it for the people of Hastings now, doing it for the Source Park and all of our spectators, doing it for you at home. Everyone wants to see him get this. I want to see him get this. I know he's capable of it. Let's see if it's this try, Trey.
Let's see if he's got it. Everybody get loud! Oh.
Your Daryl now impression is almost spot on. I thought Daryl was sitting right beside me for a second.
Hastings, let's get loud for your man, Kieran Riley. Oh God! So it seems like the problem, like I was saying, how it's a bowl, that it's not a flat wall, so he's landing earlier than he normally would. This is a really strange area to pick to do this trick. I feel like he would have picked like a flat wall, or something to do it on. But I mean, that's why they call it a trick, Chris, because it's really difficult.
Yeah, no, and we see guys like Kenneth Pencio out of Costa Rica do a lot of backflip drop-ins. Let's see if Mr. Kieran Riley can get it done right here, right now.
Kenneth Riley. Flip. Oh my God, dude! It's just he's sliding out because that quarter is angled like that.
Just not getting the right angle for that backflip. It's weird. Yeah, it's like you said. It's weird that he picked here to try that when he could do the backflip drop-in just about anywhere, and it's still going to be just as impressive.
That's why he's a professional, because he just wants to pick the hardest spot in the course to do it at. So let's see if he can do it, man. I think he's going to have to like not only flip, but like kind of rotate and like pull away from the quarter, which makes it like super, super awkward. Let's see if he's got it. God, he's just sliding out. It's just that corner is just so hard to do that trick in, I would imagine. Like I've said, I've never done it before. I'm completely talking out of my ass on that one, but I would imagine it's hard right there.
Yeah, and he's getting stuck in what we call broken record mode. You get stuck with the same mistake over and over and over again. It seems like he's making the same mistake, and it starts to really play into your mentality, and you start to really second guess yourself on every little thing. So hopefully he's able to break the cycle here and get it done for the Source BMX right now.
Yeah, right here. It's just that angle. It's the angle of that quarter pipe that he's landing into is just too much. I mean, but hey, he gave it all he had, and I'm sure he's really disappointed. But hey, is what it is, and it's always next year, kid.
Yeah, looking like he's going to call it there, but team captain, very excited to have Kieran Riley out here doing his thing. Coming up soon, we're going to have an interview with someone that was just in heat number 3 right now, someone that really put on for his team and really maybe got them a few points. We'll see where it gets them in the standings, but be sure to stick around. You're not going to want to miss that. But heat 3 went off as we come to expect, and it's only going to get better from here, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it. Sitting here with the pride of the Garden State, straight out of Rahway, New Jersey. Mr. Casey Starling is in the house. We just saw him in heat number 3, one of the premier riders, I think, one of the standouts in heat number 3 for sure. Now, I was a bit surprised to see Kieran Riley put you on his team. So what did that mean to you to get that call from Kieran, to get that text to say, hey, come be a part of my team for Battle of Hastings and get ready to shine?
It was an honor, honestly. I wasn't really expecting it. It was definitely out of the blue. Being on his team has been amazing. He kills it. Like, to be on somebody's team who shreds just as hard, like, it's amazing. It's sick to see. Honestly, I love it.
Well, when you put out the type of content that you put out, It's not hard to imagine why he put you on the team. He put you on the team for a reason. You absolutely killed it. Trey, what do you got for Mr. Casey Starling?
I mean, if anybody's been tuning into the webcast, they know that I've been talking about Casey all weekend about how sick he was. And obviously you've probably watched this contest online the past few years, so how does it feel to watch it online and then to be here and, like, you know, is it different than what you expected? Is it what you expected? Like, how's the energy? Just overall, how are you liking it?
The energy is like no other, honestly. Like, I've never been to a place where like the energy's so high and you just want to go and like do stuff, you know what I mean, and get shit done. Like, all the fans cheering and banging on the walls, it's like it's pretty nuts. It's like mind-racking a little bit too. So.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, man. Why don't you what was up with that last trick? You know, have you been eyeing that up all weekend, or what was going on with that?
No, I kind of like peeked at it. I was like, oh, that could possibly work, and I just decided to give it a pull. And it worked somehow, yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
And that's what we love to see, people just going outside their comfort zones and trying new things. And Trey's been saying it all weekend. You're one of the most unpredictable guys. You're one of the guys we knew the least about, but it's always a surprise. It's always fun to watch you do your thing. And I hope that you enjoy the remainder of the weekend, because it's been absolutely a pleasure to watch you doing your thing here.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. That's Mr. Casey Starling. YouTube him, Google him. You're not going to be disappointed, and you're going to see why he was invited on Team Kieran Riley. So that'll be about a wrap for heat number 3. These guys all put on, and we're looking forward to more. We're a little over halfway there. Coming in, we have Team Josh Dove. Look at this lineup right here. Brock Rayford, Sergio Leos, Boyd Hilder, and then Josh Dove himself, a guy that spent a lot of time in the rafters, and one of the younger guys, one of the younger faces here at Battle of Hastings. It's going to be awesome to watch this team. Man, I'm a fan of all of these guys, Brock, Sergio, and Boyd. This is going to be a good one, Trey.
Yeah, it's cool because it's like you have guys like Josh that are super young and they're fresh to the just BMX in general. And then you have a guy like Sergio that has been pro forever. And I think Josh is 19 years old, and I would be willing to bet that Sergio has been pro for 19 years. So that's kind of what we're looking at. But they all equally shred, and it looks like we're getting started with Mr. Brock Rayford with the tires a turn down. Chris, how do you feel about that turn down?
I thought it was executed perfectly, and coming out of a double tire ride up a rail can't be an easy thing right there, shooting that nose to crooked grind. Truck driver to fakie, just fitting all the tricks in right now, Trey.
Yeah, we saw Brock kill it yesterday in the best trick contest with the up rail to hard pegs, the pegs 180, and then there we go, keeps it going with the more double peg to hard 180 stuff. I can't even keep up, Chris.
He's so consistent, too. Like, some of the tricks that he has in his back pocket just blow my mind every time. The stuff that he can do on command, showing you that bar spin to crooked grind. Did he maybe want the ice pick on that? Looks like he just dropped that front peg a little bit easily there.
No, let's just make it seem like he wanted the he wanted it.
All right.
Let's just go.
We got Bull Brock right now. Brock is in the bull.
Bull Rayford in
Just
the course.
gonna wave it off. He did enough in that street section right there, and yeah, always fun to watch Brock, the winner of the bunny hop competition, with ease, I might add. His highest here being what was it, 48 inches, 49 inches?
I don't know. Whatever it was higher than whatever I could hop or what I could imagine. But next up, we got the man, Sergio Lejos.
I think the height in which Brock hopped might be taller than Sergio actually is.
Sergio riding for FLYBIKES, one of our sponsors. You know, got to get the plug out there to Fly for supporting the event. Sergio.
Bull corner. Usually he'll jump into that bull corner and then do an opposite wall ride on the wall. He's a little bit off of his line right now. Jumping back in, lots of speed, lots of height. Love the one-footed X up.
Jeez. Sorry for saying geez so much. I know I'm saying it over and over again, but that's my general reaction. Down whip. Hey, you said the other day you wanted to see him do one of his signature downside tail whips into that vert wall, and there you go. He must have been listening to the webcast.
I called him out yesterday. I said, I want to see that downside tail whip into that vert wall, out of that transfer, and he doesn't disappoint, never disappoints. Always one of the most fun guys to watch here at Battle of Hastings. Downside fast plant on our Vans wall.
That is so... Sergio Lejos, the
legendary rider himself. Ride for Fly, one of our sponsors as well.
He's
Josh
still-
Dove also riding for Fly.
Sergio still looks so young to me. I mean, he has not aged. He is like a fine wine. His riding has not slipped. If anything, he gets older and he gets better, and it doesn't make any sense to me. It's unfair because I'm in here with you, and he's still out there shredding. But speaking of shredding, we got Boyd Hilder dropping in. Talk a little bit about this guy, Trey.
He's insane. He's a full-on ATV. Oh, no! Messing up on the Canadian foot jam. He could do that in his sleep. As we were talking about yesterday about messing up on small little tricks. It's so annoying. Wow! That was really rad. So he grinded down that entire thing through both quarter pipes into a nose menu. Ooh. Little chainsaw hanger on that.
All right, I like it. I like to see some originality. Boyd Hilder is back in the bowl, showing you that toboggan, just twisting up the bars right there. It's kind of like the new school toboggan that a lot of these kids are doing.
Yeah, it's like the Tony Maloof style toboggan where you almost go into like an X-up. It's sick to see, but like I was trying to say earlier, wow! Jesus Christ, Boyd! Foot jam on the Vans wall. What I was trying to say is that Boyd is a full-on ATV. He can ride anything, street ramps. I'm sure if you put him on a vert ramp or a mega ramp, the dude could shred too. But Boyd Hilder never disappoints, and that's the reason that Josh put him on his team.
And if you have the means, try to make it to the ACT Jam out there in Australia. 3 days of absolute mayhem that the Backbone guys put on. And well, speaking of Backbone, we got Mr. Josh Dove. Love watching this kid ride. Watch him and how high he goes. Lots of speed, lots of height. Check him out. Big alley-oop right here.
Roasting that alley-oop. Bar to no-hander. So that's the crazy thing about Josh is that he can go fast and high, but he has so many tricks. He can do bar spins, whips, flips, all that stuff, but he also is so smooth, which it makes it super, super original.
That one-footed flatty was something else that he did out of that bull corner. Heading over to the street section. I say, why even bother? You've done enough. Stick with the bowl. Love to see you in the air, but
stick to the bowl, kid.
Right back in. Here we go. Jump into the vert wall. I couldn't see that right hand. Was that right hand?
God! 270 with a flare bar right after it.
Wow.
That's why this kid is a captain. He shreds. He is the new breed of transition rider.
Full pull right there from Josh Dove.
Can't wait to see what this kid has in store for the future. He's super young and he's just getting started.
Only 19 years old.
Pretty crazy.
Unreal. Yeah, definitely one of the leaders of the new school.
Yeah, Josh Dove is, he's a shredder, man. That alley-oop that he does after that vert wall is so crazy. Brock Rayford, get back in there. Tires to whip like it's no big deal.
I love the way he does his tail whips out of rails, and tail whips in general. He has such a dirt jumper's tail whip, even though he's able to get it done really quick.
Yeah, Brock shreds at everything he does. 3 toboggan to fakie. All right, mixing it up a little bit. I like that. Usually we'd see Brock do like a truck or something like that, but doing the toboggan is sick.
Whoa, check him out.
Oh, Felix Pragenberg shaking in his boots over that one, folks. Turn down over the spine thing. I don't even know what to call that thing. I think a spine, bowl corner
volcano.
thing.
There you go.
Oh, I don't even know what that was. Maybe he was going for bar over tooth maybe or something like that.
Brock Rayford, a recent addition to the ever so stacked ODYSSEY BMX team. Thanks so much, ODYSSEY, for being a big part of our event here at Battle of Hastings. Brock Rayford with the full pull, waving it off. That's 2 decent runs from Brock. I know he had a little bit of some slip-ups in the first run, but coming up back strong in the second run. Looks like we got to look forward to him doing his best trick. And right now, it's all Sergio Leos.
Yeah, Sergio, let's see what you got, dude. I always love Sergio's part in the system video, along with yourself, Chris.
Well, I appreciate that. Showing you the wall ride to turn down, and that is such a difficult wall to ride because it's so close to the quarter pipe.
That carve on that curved wall ride was so good. He just like roasted in there.
And I don't know if you noticed or not, but he went bowl corner, jumped to the next bowl corner to opposite wall ride on that sub. You always have to keep an eye on the subtleties with Sergio Leos.
Yeah, he is.
Ooh, okay.
Transfer in the
that's the flattest that Sergio's ever landed in his life right now.
He is silky smooth. Looks like he's winding down at the end of his run. Ooh, a little bar spin. Nice, nice. Waving it off. Sergio, absolute legend. Like we said, riding for FLYBIKES, one of our sponsors. And speaking of our sponsors, we got another Odyssey rider, Boyd Hilder, dropping back in.
Yeah, Boyd has been, he's having a good one. He battled some injuries the last couple of years, but he's back, he's bad. He won Simple Session this year, yet another event that's put on by the riders, for the riders. Boyd Hilder is on course. Oh, he's going for that line that you like there, Trey.
Boyd, no.
He's been a little bit off all weekend, just uncharacteristic slip-ups here and there. Check him out. There's that nose. The bar in. All right.
Throwing the bars in there. Jeez. That is amazing. All right, he's coming in. Gonna hit that transfer into the vert wall.
He's another guy. He's really tall. Like when I talk to Boyd, I'm like eye level with him. I'm like, man, you're a big dude on a big bike too, and he just kind of manhandles it.
Wow, that line was really sick. Foot jam on that wall like it's a big deal. Oh, backflip!
Backflip to Smith, clean as you like right there from Boyd Hilder.
That was amazing, Josh. Giving him a hug right there. Yeah, Team Josh Dove, they are lighting it up. And this is only our 4th heat. We still got more to go.
We got one more to go after this. Right now, it's all Josh Dove showing you the bottom side of his bottom bracket, just letting the people in the second floor know what is going on.
That lip slide, sick. Top side, no foot.
Oh,
no!
Hey,
oh
what?
my God! Are you kidding? What in the hell was that?
What?
What was that? I think it might have been on purpose.
It's like his hand slipped off, but he like power slid it out somehow.
And he kept going. Look, he's still going. Wow, that is a true professional, Chris.
Again, it's one of these guys. It's like even when they mess up, it still looks good. Check him out.
Oh, the double alley-oop into the backflip. This kid is all over the place. Oh, with the Dragon Slayer manual, I love it.
Alley-oop and backflip and manual and coming out the back seat. So fun to watch him do his thing. Well, one of the newer faces out here at Battle of Hastings. It's just an absolute pleasure to have him out here. It's always weird when a 41-year-old such as myself geeks out on the new 19-year-old. I hope I didn't make him feel uncomfortable, but man, I'm such a big fan of Mr. Josh Dove.
Josh Dove, man, he does not disappoint. If you ever get the chance to see this dude ride in person, I would suggest checking it out. But yeah, Google him, watch his videos. The kid's amazing. Newest addition to the Fast and Loose crew. Jason Watts taking him under his wing, and yeah, hopefully Jason doesn't get to him too hard, you know?
Definitely fast, definitely loose. Love to watch him.
Oh my God! He did not just do that nose bar on the rail. First try, straight to a Superman secret. I might have been more psyched on the Superman secret out than the nose bar.
Wow, 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 wow. Nose wheelie up that round rail, bar spin out, clean as you like right there, Trey.
That is insane. He just did that first try.
Well, the guys all get 3 tries, but who needs 3 when you can just bang it out first run like that? Brock Rayford, always a pleasure.
Damn, dude. That was a heavy move that I was not expecting from Brock. He just rolled in, said, watch this, right at the rail, bar spin. Damn. I wish he would have pulled the Superman secret afterwards. That would have just really put the icing on the cake.
Sergio Leo's not traditionally a best trick kind of guy, but you know he's got a lot of tricks up his sleeves, things that he can and will do. Oh, what do you think, Trey? What do you think?
I mean, he is going to do a wall ride to downside tail up, so if he lets that loose, I will be psyched. Man, that is his way.
And keep in mind, what we think he's going to do anyways, do the wall ride, come out of the curved wall ride, downside tail whip into that curved portion of the ramp there. So very difficult to find those pedals and spot that landing, getting the hug right there from Andy Zeiss.
Let's see it, Sergio. What do you got?
Let's see if we called it right here. Here we go.
Boom. Yeah! That is so gnarly. Like, he's waving it off. He's like, my foot didn't touch. I don't give a shit. I'm going. Wow.
Yes, Sergio. What do you think? You think this heat's got it so far? You think would you put this heat above the other ones? Or where would you have people placed right now?
I don't know, man. I mean, that's why I'm in here with you, and I'm not a judge, Chris. Because I don't want to be put in that position. Because you know, it's hard being a judge because you have to say what is better than something else. And BMX is a very subjective thing. You know, some people like certain things. Other people like different tricks, you know? So it's really hard to say, like, is a nose manual to bar on a rail harder than a wire to downside whip? No, you know what I mean? Like, how do you even how do you even judge that?
Yeah.
Like, how do you say, like, what's harder, you know? Especially when a guy like Sergio is spending all of his time in the bowl, but then a guy like Brock is spending his time in the streets, you know? It's, I don't know. I'm really glad that I'm not a judge, and that was definitely one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. But we got Boyd Hilder back in there, and speaking of somebody that can do it all, you know?
Oh my gosh!
Ball right from that tiny little pillar to bar spin back in.
You know, he's not slapping high fives with anyone. He doesn't exactly seem happy. Maybe he just wanted to get a best trick under his belt. Maybe he's got something else in store for us. Oh my gosh.
First try. Jesus Christ, Boyd Hilder.
And that's an awkward thing to wall ride. It's so close to the ramp there. Bar spin in, tail whip out, throw the wall in between. Boyd Hilder getting it done.
Jesus Christ. So okay, so real quick, you can't really tell, but it's that wall ride is in a pocket. And then what he's wall riding is only about, 2 feet wide, maybe. So, and he tricked in and out of it. So, Jesus Christ, Boyd Hilder. Oh! He got tired and sat down, it looks like, right before the trick. I mean, I don't know if this is some new school type of technicality going on here, or what he's got. Wow. Oh!
All right, so sit down on the seat, bonk it up to a 360, land in a toe jam. Is that what he's trying? Maybe add a little bit more spice in there. Something that we only see Josh Dove doing with this seat bounce tail whip right now.
Seat bounce 540 foot jam. Oh, I watched him do it at the Vans contest. First try in his run last
In his run?
It was in his run, yeah.
Wow.
Which it made everybody freak out because, I don't know, it's not a very common move. There it is. The FLYBIKES rider, Josh Dove, with the seat bounce 540
foot jam. Okay.
Jeez, man. Like, and it's crazy to think that we have another heat after this. And whenever we were looking at the leaderboard, Team Varignac was in the lead by a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yep.
So that means that that's the level of riding that we're about to see in this next heat. And yeah, man, it is going to be insane.
So once again, Trey, the heats just keep getting bigger and badder and so much fun to watch. I mean, these riders are just, and like you said before the other day, like, the ramps really don't change year to year, but each year these riders keep stepping it up more and more. We saw Josh Dove do his thing, Boyd Hilder, Sergio Leos, Brock Rayford doing his thing. Just everyone just representing their own true styles, doing their own tricks. I mean, the nose to bar on the round rail, Boyd Hilder's bar into the wall ride, tail whip out. I mean, so much activity in heat number 4. What did you like?
All of it. It was all great. It was insane. I mean, there is literally every single dude in that heat killed it. And yeah, the next heat's going to be even crazier.
Well, we had our park session yesterday. Let's check out a few highlights from yesterday's park session that took place in the Battle of Hastings.
a lifetime of BMX finesse taken one hand and one foot. It's a curveball.
Yo, what's going on? We are back here with Boyd Hilder from Heat 4. Dude, first off, you absolutely murdered. That was amazing. But talk us through both your runs. You had a slip up right in the beginning on two tiny little things, and I know that rattles people up. So how did you keep going? How did that affect your runs and just your overall riding from the whole jam?
Yeah, the little slip ups, I was like pretty bummed instantly, but I was like, just get back on and get something done. And then, yeah, first run, that was the mentality. And the second run, it happened again. I was like, all right, I got to piece something together real quick. But, yeah.
That's awesome, man. Hell yeah.
Well, in yesterday's best trick competition, you had a little bit of problems too. So both me and Trey as fans, it was really awesome to see you just lace a couple real difficult tricks. We saw the bar spin into the wall ride, then bar spin out. You weren't slapping high fives with anyone, no hugs. You came right back in, bar spin to wall ride to tail whip in. Did you expect that was going to take you a few more tries than it did?
I was hoping not. I don't want to get a shinny, you know. But yeah, the first one didn't feel right. I kind of like got a bit stuck and just out of reaction just threw another bar. And so I was like, all right, next one, it's going down. And yeah, pulled it off.
So out of reaction, you throw a bar. When I react, I just bail out. So that gives you an indication as to how talented Mr. Boyd Hilder actually is. Your whole team put on. Can you speak on some of the other guys that were in your heat with you?
Man, everyone laced it. Like Brock nose manual to rail, freaking Dovey somehow just flies through the rafters. But did you see that little slide out crash? But he didn't really put his feet down.
We saw it.
We see it all in here, Boyd.
I lost it. He like crashed, but he didn't. You know, he like slid out, looked all steezy, and just popped back on his bike. He's unreal.
Yet another Australian threat coming to the contest scene, coming to the BMX scene. Boyd, always a pleasure, never a chore. Love to watch you do your thing. Congratulations, and go have a good night.
Cheers, boys. See you soon.
So coming up, we got Team Colin Varignac, Tom Justice, Garrett Reynolds, Kevin Peraza. Just a few names you're going to want to know there. And a big thanks once again to Boyd Hilder for being here for that interview. We have much more action coming up. You're not going to want to miss this. This is the top team that qualified. So this is our number one. This is our last heat. This is where it all wraps up. This is where we shake things down. We see who the winner's going to be. I'm excited. Are you excited, Trey?
Oh, I am stoked, dude. This is going to be great. Like I said, this team, I was looking at the leaderboard going into it, and Colin got second in the bunny hop. Garrett got the best trick, and they are winning by a landslide. They are just overall destroying it. And it looks like none other than Tom Justice is going to get this show kicked off with a huge 1-foot tabletop, dreads flying, Nate Wessel is psyched. Let's get this thing going.
Dude, I saw a guy walking on the pier today, and his dreads were dragging on the ground behind him. It was insane. But right now, speaking of insane, we got Tom Justice on course. He's a guy that doesn't really lay out a lot of unexpected surprises. He's pretty dialed. He's very calculated, doing it for his new sponsor this weekend. GT Bicycles, one of our sponsors for Battle of Hastings, right into that sub box, showing you that foo-foo-noo foot jam. Usually does a toe jam trick here. Tail whip into the toe jam.
I mean, come on. No.
Yeah,
God, he's been doing that perfectly in every run. No problem. And for some reason, just that one bit of
Now, what do you call that trick? To me, I call it a 540 nose jam hurricane. But you said yesterday it's like a Canadian nose pick 540.
I would just say 540 Canadian foot jam, because a Canadian foot jam is when you do a 180 and you're like pointing straight down in the ramp, but you're on the coping, and he just doesn't. I mean, it's like doing like a wall ride fight, you know?
Well, here we go. It's Mr. Garrett Reynolds. Check him out. Feeble up to 360, bar spin into that crooked grind, up and over the rail.
Jesus, dude, come on. This is why this is the best street rider in the entire world. He literally just he makes a joke out of every other person. Like, come on. He's human, folks. This just in. Garrett Reynolds is human. He has actually fallen.
Nice to know that some things are a little bit difficult for Garrett. I mean, that just a Dew Tour champion. He's won the Dew Cup back in the day. He's a 15-time X Games gold medalist, and I know we don't like to talk about the X Games much during a core event like this, but it does have its place in BMX history, and he's a 15-time gold medalist. But we got another X Games gold medalist about to hit the course, Mr. Kevin Peraza. Now, he's going to get me tongue-tied and twisted because he can fit so much into one run. Here we go, Trey.
Well, Chris, I'm here to help you out and make sure that you don't get tied up too bad. Well, we got Kevin dropping in, switch wall ride, straight into the pocket. He's all over the course. Go ahead into the street section. Decade downside whip thing, switch hanger on the rail. Peraza is all over the map. Let's see, it looks like he's going in, trying for that gap to vert wall.
Okay.
Super C Indian air. Wow.
Yeah, it's funny, I'm here with my brother this weekend. My brother is not a BMXer, but he's like, wow, that Peraza kid's really good. So even if you don't know a lot about riding, you know that Kevin Peraza can shred, showing you that 450 with the bar spin up and in. He's done more in this run so far than a lot of riders have done all weekend, and he saves that foot jam.
Boom! Oh, I thought he was going to do the half cab whip in. That was insane. This whole run is incredible, nonetheless.
You know, I'm kind of...
Oh! Full cab one footer. I love it.
I was going to say, I was kind of glad he didn't kick that tail whip, because why risk all that you've done for a slip up there? But this is Battle of Hastings, and he did more in that run than so many guys. Like, you see what he's able to fit into such a short amount of time.
Here we go. We got team captain Colin Baroniak. Colin picking his boss as one of his teammates. Garrett Reynolds owns Fiend, and Colin rides for Fiend. And they grew up together, both from New Jersey. And yeah, let's see what we got. Smith bars. Backwards crook over. Tires whip into the bank. Truck over the spine thing. Colin's so consistent.
Yeah, and you see the similarities between him and Garrett Reynolds with that consistency of just having the most difficult tricks on lock. Check him out. Smith knows, maybe want a little something more out of this. Some do this one yesterday. There's that double peg hopping over that rail.
Getting into bowl action.
Did you see Colin's part that when he rode to the Bruce Springsteen song?
Oh, I'm on fire. Yeah.
Wow.
Gap up over the quarter to wall ride. But yeah, making his hometown hero, the boss, proud by using a Bruce Springsteen song in a video part.
Now, we're not going to get charged for dropping Bruce Springsteen.
Charge me. Go for it. I don't care. Making New Jersey proud. Garrett Reynolds and team captain Colin Baroniak. Next up, back to the top, Mr. Tom Dreadlocks Justice.
Wow, you know,
I just made that nickname up. It's his nickname now.
the amount of talent that's come out of the state of New Jersey for BMX is absolutely staggering.
All tap up there on that skinny pillar that we just saw Boyd. No foot can, very Chris Doyle-esque. Tuck no-hander over the box jump. Knack going back. Shout out to John Paul Rogers.
Kind of sticking to the same line that we saw him do in run number 1. Maybe wanting to clean it up, maybe land that 540 Canadian nose pick that he did before.
Hey, if it works, it works. Foot jam toothpick.
Yeah, I love it.
Pull it, let's see it!
There we go.
Yeah. Tom Justice, ladies and gentlemen.
There's that hurricane right there.
Chris Doyle hurricane on the quarter pipe. It's no sub rail, but it'll do.
Yeah, one of 2 ramp tricks that I actually know how to do. And let's keep in mind, Tom Justice did the huge foo-foo-noo a few years ago. You can see that rail in the very back. He foo-foo-nooed that shit like it was no big deal.
Garrett Reynolds falling once again, proving that he is human. I'm not really sure. The camera didn't catch what that was, but I'm sure nothing can shake the G-Man. He's got this.
Well, if Garrett and some of these other guys have a few more mess-ups, I mean, do you think that could really shake up that leaderboard?
Who knows, Chris? Who knows? I don't want to say anything for sure, but the way Garrett's riding, I don't think that they're going to have a care in the world. Tires switch whip every try like it's no big deal. Garrett Reynolds, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see it. Bar manual. I cannot state how hard that is.
There's that. Oh, he comes out of the back of the 540 again.
God, Garrett, man. Like that bar spin to manual on a rail every run is insane. That is like, I cannot state how insane that is that he can do that every run.
And do you think Garrett's going to want to do an extension of that bar spin into the manual, maybe do something out for the best trick that's coming up?
Who knows, man? I mean, he definitely could. I mean, his bag of tricks is so deep, almost as deep as Kevin Peraza's.
Wow.
Nice hand plant up on that, doing it proper, touching the coping. Wow, that alley-oop 450 nosedive is so sick.
Oh no!
Switch down whip.
Oh!
Flare whip to tabletop. Oh my God!
Oh
What is
my
happening?
gosh! This is a treat right now,
Jesus
Mr. Kevin
Christ.
Peraza.
This is insane. Colin is going, yep, this is why I picked the guy. Wow, Pinsard 3. Okay. Just proving that he can't. No, he's not. No, he is not trying that.
I blame Ryan Fletcher for that.
Getting in the way again, Ryan Fudger.
Wow, that alley-oop downside tail whip into the vert wall.
Christ.
And how about that flare tail whip to late invert? Ladies and gentlemen, we just had a baby born on the opposite side of the park because that place just got rowdy.
Yeah, Kevin Peraza lacing up, but we got team captain Colin Baroniak getting back in there. Let's see what he got. Tires whip. It's crazy these guys can just do that so
Yeah, you
casually
shouldn't-
nowadays.
You
Like,
shouldn't
it's
be able to do that
insane.
many times perfect.
Over on the other side, getting back in there. Smith nose bar. Let's see what Colin's got. Switch pegs, gapping over that rail every time like it's no big deal.
Well, yesterday that looked difficult for him, but today it looks like it's not really that big of a deal.
He had a lot of practice yesterday, a lot of practice.
Some speed. I'm showing you
Gap
that wall ride again.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Something different, a little more creative. Pegs down the rail, looks like he's sitting down, maybe he's getting a little tired. At this point, he's literally dying because he's so exhausted. After you do a 45-second run, especially with street tricks like that, it is so exhausting.
So exhausting, Trey, absolutely. Yeah, you don't think of like 50 seconds being a long time, but when you're out there and you're trying difficult tricks, you're holding your breath, and you're trying to just kind of fight the adrenaline a little bit, it's exhausting.
Yeah, it's like you're running and lifting weights at the same time.
Which is usually how I exercise anyways, if you couldn't tell. But nevertheless, I mean, gosh, that Kevin Peraza run was just absolutely insane. Team Colin Varignac letting you know why he's in that #1 position right now.
Very true. Very true. Maybe we're getting Tom Justice's last trick. Is this his best trick?
We're into the best trick portion now.
Whatever. Let's see what he wants. He's a sub-rail technician, so if I had to assume something, I would assume that it's going to be on this sub-rail. Let's see what he's got. Oh, Canadian foot jam on the sub-rail. Now that sub-rail is really far back. It's not a perfect setup by any means. That quarter is really tiny, and that quarter, or the wall is very far back. You know, even the ice picking you got to pull in pretty hard. So Canadian foot jam, oh my God, I cannot imagine.
Yeah, but is that all that he wants? Do you think he wants anything out of that Canadian foot jam?
I'm not a mind eater, Chris. I don't know. We'll see what's gonna happen.
Because we know him as a sub-rail technician. There we go.
Oh, he's a can-can! That was a can-can Canadian foot jam. Holy shit! That was insane.
Wow, and just to lace it up, second try like that. Trade with the industrial language, but you can't hold back when you watch a guy like Tom Justice doing his thing out there.
Gary Young thoroughly not impressed at all based on his expression behind Tom just then, but I'm sorry, Chris, for the foul language, but sometimes I just get so stoked I just can't handle it.
Now what's Garrett Reynolds got for us here?
I don't know. He's probably got something insane. Let's see what's gonna happen. Looks like he's going back like you were saying, maybe at the bar manual something. Nope, I'm completely wrong. He's actually 360ing onto a ledge.
Yeah, 360 onto his opposite pegs.
So yesterday, good, nice, Chris. You point out the opposite pegs. I like that. Yesterday we saw Garrett do 360 to switch pegs to whip. So maybe he's gonna try something additional.
Okay, well he's got.
I don't know.
He's got 2 more tries of judged attempts here.
Let's see it. Let's see what he's got. 60 switch pegs.
Okay.
Only thing that I can imagine is maybe he's wanting truck into it. Maybe a truck to pegs to whip. I mean, that's the only because the thing is that wall is really close to the ledge. So, you know, doing any type of spinning trick out of it is really difficult because the wall is so close. I would assume that Garrett would probably want to do a whip out of it because that's his usual go-to out of switch pegs. But let's see.
Well, let's see if you were right on the money.
I don't know.
At least a
I
little
could be
bit
wrong.
here.
Let's see.
Go 3 and oh! Did he hit
See
the
that
wall?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was talking about. The wall is so close that when you go to do stuff off of it, you hit it. Also, with it being a quarter, like that ledge is a quarter peg at the bottom, so you have to jump from really far in order to not hit the transition. So, but Garrett putting the #1 up, saying that he's the best. That's awesome.
Now is he going to go again? Is he going to take a few more runs, do it for the people here in Hastings, do it for the people at home? It looks like it, Trey. You love to see it. This one's not going to count. However,
it'll count in our eyes,
yeah.
Chris. It'll count in our eyes. This is for the people.
Well, in an event like this, you never talk about who won what. You talk about what you saw and what you love. Check him out. There he goes.
That classic here.
360 into it, opposite double peg grind, tail whip out.
Everybody with the gentleman's handshake. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the boys cheering him on. Garrett was a huge influence on all these dudes riding. You know, he really pushed the limits of what street riding has come to be. With spinning and doing tricks in and out of tricks, he really pushed the limits. But yeah, sick to see.
Yeah, just always a pleasure to watch Garrett do his thing, both in person, in videos. in your dreams, but man, right now we have Kevin Peraza on course. What does he have?
I
for best
honestly
trick?
have no idea. Let's see what he's got, man. It could be anything.
No, 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 no.
He is not. He is not going to flare whip over the entire box jump to fakie.
All right. I'm going to let you take the reins on that one. At X Games, he did the 180 backflip over the 180 backflip tail up over the spine. Some people called it a flare. Some people said it was a 540. So if you're going to talk,
I don't know, man. Whatever it is radical. That's what it is. That's
yeah.
what I call it.
So this is a trick that we know he can do. I've seen him do it over a spine before, but never over an apparatus of this length. Oh, whoa.
I would imagine that this is a lot more difficult than doing a spine because you have to push through.
He wants to hear the crowd, Trey, like putting the hand to the ear. Who's the wrestler that does that?
Oh, Hulk Hogan?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, sure, whatever. I don't know about wrestling, but let's see if Kevin Peraza's got it. Oh, that
He
was
is
crazy!
cruising.
Wow.
Oh,
See that angle that he just went at? That was insane. He literally took off like all the way to the right and like alley-ooped. That was, I don't know, man. That was, this is super crazy. Like,
Super burly.
This is really, 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 really gnarly. Like, even if he just wanted to flare it, you know, or backflip 180 over the whole thing, that's crazy. But doing a whip in there, man,
He's
God.
super high. He's going fast. He's landing backwards. Getting the love from Garrett Reynolds right there. Jack Clark cheering their fellow rider on. Would love to see Kevin Peraza pull this. If not this try, then maybe in a couple of tries. But this will be the last judged one. Here we go, Trey.
Here we go for the Vans rider. Flare whip over.
Oh!
So close.
Well, if you're
So close.
If you're gonna slam on that trick, that's how you want to slam. He slid perfectly into the transition there, looking like he wants a little bit more. And like we were saying with Garrett Reynolds, it's always weird when something's hard for Kevin Peraza.
It's well, there's literally no other person on this planet that would be attempting this trick, and there's a reason why, because it's insane. But huge shout out to sponsors Vans and Monster for also coming through as being sponsor of this event. So got to get those plugs out there, Chris. You know, we're professionals here.
Yeah, absolutely, we are trying to hype up the crowd. But none more professional right now than Mr. Kevin Peraza, trying to take a deep breath.
He's feeling the eye of the tiger right now. He's like Rocky Balboa going in for the final round right here. Let's see it, Kevin.
Love to see him get it.
Here we go. Flare whip. That is insane. Wow.
Shutting down the Battle of Hastings, Mr. Kevin Peraza just absolutely going to the moon, upside down and backwards, spinning every which way. Oh man, that was, if that's the last thing we see today, that is a good way to cap things off. All the riders know it, all the fans know it. The place just blew the roof off this building right now. So fun to watch Peraza.
Oh my God, that was insane. So whenever he did it, I noticed that he almost came from like the vert wall. Like he did like an alley-oop. Oh my God, he's doing the helmet sling. Please do it.
Someone's getting a souvenir right now.
That thing's gonna be on eBay before the night's out. But yeah, that was insane because he approached it like an alley-oop. Oh my God, he even blew his wheel out. No way.
Blew the tire out, pulled it anyways. Couldn't hold Kevin Peraza down.
Jeez, that is seriously incredible. Like we were saying before, Chris, like that's not just a box jump. Like you're going out of a quarter pipe, landing in another quarter pipe. Like it's not a landing, it's not a perfect box jump. That is, you're going from bowl to bowl doing a flare whip, which is insane. But yeah, heat number 5.
Heat number 5.
Incredible.
Absolutely insane. Me and Trey were out of our seats just going absolutely crazy. Kevin Peraza, Colin Varignac, Garrett Reynolds, Tom Justice. I mean, come on, guys. that was showing you why they're currently in that #1 spot. Are they going to stay in that #1 spot? A couple of the guys had a few mess-ups here and there, but nonetheless, impressive riding all around, Trey.
I think Colin Verignac needs to be hired for the Olympics to pick the team because he really knows how to pick some good riders for a team because, yeah, man, it was cool because it wasn't all just street dudes or all just bowl guys. You know, you have like Garrett and Colin that are doing their thing in the street stuff, and then you have Tom and Kevin doing the stuff in the bowl. And literally every single person killed it. Congrats to Colin for just picking an absolutely outstanding team. I mean, I can't say anything. It's speechless.
Yeah,
completely insane.
The last rider to go in the last heat, Kevin Peraza, just putting the stamp on things. Okay, guys, it is over. I've just done the backflip 180 tail up into the transition bowl over that box jump apparatus. Call it a flare whip, call it whatever the hell you want to. That was absolutely badass. What a way to end things here at Battle of Hastings. I'm looking forward to seeing the results, as I know you are as well. We're going to take a breath, and we're going to have a commercial break, and we'll see you very soon. Done, but we are not done. Colin Verignac is back on the course. He's trying some more difficult tricks. Check him out. There's that ice over.
Wow. Yeah, he was trying the pegs yesterday to whip, but it looks like he wants the ice.
Now, is that an opposite ice pick, Trey?
I believe so. I believe that he grinds on his left side dominant. It's hard nowadays to keep track of the opposite grind stuff because everybody writes 4 pegs, so you can't really tell. Like if somebody doesn't actually grind on the opposite side, you would never know because they have 4 pegs.
And I apologize to the people at home watching the live stream right now. We thought it was over after Kevin Peraza stomped that crazy trick. We didn't realize that Colin Verignac still has his best trick to go.
Wow, looks like Colin wants something over that. Maybe he wants, I don't know,
When
the
you
grind
see
a whip. I don't know what else he wants out of it.
When you see the bike throw, when you see the crowd ensue on a guy like Kevin Peraza, you just think that's it, it's over. But we still have Colin Verignac on the course trying to chase his best trick.
Daryl now giving a pep talk saying, you got this, man. Just dig deep, mentally prepare for what is about to come. You got this in your heart, you know, all that good stuff.
Does it seem like Colin Verignac was a guy that was just so good for so long, and he's finally like having the year
100%.
that we've always wanted him to have? Like, he's got some new sponsors, he's doing some big things, he's got some new hardware. There's that ice to gap.
Is that all he wants? Is to switch ice gap? I saw him do a wave.
Yeah, well, it's one
looking
thing I'm
like-
not going to do. I'm not going to call it early. I'm going to wait till everyone's off the course and, you know, give this a fair chance here to Mr. Colin Verignac, but it looks like he's waving that off. He did the opposite ice gap over the rail into that tiny wedge. Still an impressive trick, but
Oh my God,
could you
yes.
imagine trying to follow what Kevin Peraza just did? Like, oh yeah, I'm going to drop in and do some stuff real quick. And it's like,
Hell no.
Right.
Absolutely not. I'd be like, you know what? You're the captain now, Kevin. I'm good. I don't need to do anything else, you know. But yeah, Colin following up Kevin right there, and Heat 5. Wow, they were. That was just completely incredible. Morgan Wade out there with the flip-flops on and relaxation mode on the beach. Love to see it. He's full dad mode. Ponytail with the flip-flops. I love it.
now we're going to go live here in a little bit to Mr. Darryl Nouse for the award ceremony. We're going to see how these guys placed and see you know, who got what and what's going to be going down. Going to be very exciting to watch. Hopefully we get some live from these guys very soon.
Yeah, I'm sure that Mr. Verignac's team did very, very well based on their last showing to the course. But dude, overall, Battle of Hastings, just the riding so far has been absolutely amazing. Like, I seriously cannot can't express how awesome it's been.
Everyone, and so much good energy every time. So we started things off with the bunny hop contest, went straight into the first ever beach rail jam, which was absolutely out of hands. And now you had a bit of luck yourself being injured. Thankfully, Jack Clark was just around the corner. And also Bruno Hoffman was looking very, very, you know, like handicapped, but at the same time, like very easy. Came back with a big swing. Are you happy with you guys' performance?
Yeah, definitely. I'm super happy the guys were still super down to kill it all weekend, and I'm really grateful for Jack and Kayson that made it at the last minute. And yeah, I don't know, it's just, I'm happy everyone seemed to have a lot of fun, and that's the most important.
This is the energy I love about Anthony Perrin. So this is your crowd right now. How well, please send them away with a big round of applause one more time. Let's hear for Anthony Perrin.
All right, I'm going to come down with Sam Jones right here. Sam Jones, I was so impressed not only with your riding, but your team's riding. What does it mean for you at being a lifetime rider, being here at Battle of Hastings?
Well, just to see some good riding is just the best ever, man. Especially when you're with all your friends, everyone you pretty much just grew up with. It's absolutely amazing. It's just from the heart, personally, honestly. Yeah, amazing. Team name, woo!
I couldn't agree more with you. You said from the heart, and that's obviously how your riding was on the course. What went into your strategy as far as picking a team for you to join out on the battlefield?
Oh, there was no strategy. It was Team Doom, boom. As soon as they got the call, bang. 4 riders, Team Doom, bang, all day.
Well, when you did pick your 3 other riders to join you, how much of a factor was their riding versus guys that you'd like to maybe also party with? Was that a big factor in choosing having your mates out here?
Well, yeah, 3 of my best friends. So if you want to be a team on the team with 3 of your best friends sharing a hotel room, and that's scruffy git, then it's you know, it's a good time. So honestly, I love it. Yeah.
Well, I definitely love watching you out there. Any closing words that you want to say to the fans in the house or watching around online?
I fucking love y'all. Woo!
All right, let's hear it for Sam Jones.
You gotta keep that noise going, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the second English team captain. So how about you bang your hands together for the team captain, Kieran Riley? Kieran, what a fantastic, amazing weekend this was. And you had quite a stacked team assembled. Very, very international to say the least. You got an Australian, an American, yourself, and an Argentinian. What came through your mind assembling that force for the mission?
So I basically wanted to have a team of different riders, guys that didn't get a ride with usually. All of them are just guys I love watching ride online. Rode with Jose a handful of times, rode with Lewis once or twice. I'd never met Casey, but I'd seen his videos, and to bring them all under one roof was the goal. They absolutely killed it all weekend.
Absolutely right, and with the beauty of you being the team captain, Jose Torres right there, over there, big shout out to Jose Torres. This is his first time over in England, I believe, especially for the Battle of Hastings. Did he tell you how much of a great experience he had so far?
I think Jose, like me, does a lot of the like more park events, so this is just as different for him as it is me. He carried us in that bull, he rode amazing, he loved it from what I've been able to get from him. But yeah, he rode amazing, he looked like he was having a good time, smiling the whole time, so I'm stoked to have him. Yeah, it's a long way for him to come to ride a bull, and he just ripped it up.
And this is more a last question, and this is a personal question. I know we've seen you battling with that flare drop into the bull corner. My question is, will we see you coming back and conquering that flare drop in?
I'll come back. It'll be one bag next time. I'm not going to waste anyone's time on doing it loads again, so yeah, I'll be back hopefully.
This is it, ladies and gentlemen. One more time, let's hear for Kieran Riley.
All right, I am here with another one of our team captains. I gotta say, it was a big honor watching you and your soldiers out on the battlefield, also being a lifelong rider. What does this contest mean for you?
This is one of the funnest contests in BMX. It's a little different because you have teams, so everyone kind of gets to pick their friends, everyone's cheering each other on, and everyone kind of rides different. So it's just a pleasure to watch everyone and the way they ride their bike.
Well, when you first found out that you were going to be a team captain and you had to decide 3 other riders to join you, what went through that process of who you selected?
Shout out to Chad Curley. Chad Curley was actually originally our team captain. He's the one who picked me, Garrett, and Kevin. But I mean, having those 2 on my team, I've looked up to Kevin and Garrett for years. 2 of the best riders in the world. So just an honor to be able to ride and share the course with those guys. And Tom Justice is one of my favorite transition riders, super smooth, super stylish. So it's just awesome. Really, really grateful to be here.
Yeah, definitely a big shout out to Chad Curley. We wish you were here with us. Hopefully next year you'll be at Battle of Hastings. But I want to ask just any other words that you want to say to riders out there, because a lot look up to you and around the world, and just what it takes to be a pro rider and being out here. Any words of encouragement?
Really, just have fun and be consistent, you know? That if you try to do everything in one day, it'll never happen. You know, things take time, and that's just anything that you want. It's going to take time and energy. So just, you know, be consistent.
Well, very proud of you out there, Captain, and cheers to you and your team, and good luck. I hope the judges go in your favor. So props to you, Colin.
Thanks, Daryl.
All right, and I'm having the pleasure here to standing next to the last team captain here. So how about you bang your hands together for none other than Josh Stone. I gotta start with this question. When you got the call from the Source Boys, right, to be nominated as a team captain, what went through your head?
I didn't really believe it at the start, but I straight away just thought about my riders and was stoked to make it out here and make it happen.
Did someone like Sergio Laios, who's clearly no stranger to the course, gave you a little bit of an idea what it is like to be part of the Battle of Hastings?
Yeah, definitely. He said it was there's nothing else like it. It's one of the best contests. It's a lot better in real life, and it's insane.
You had quite an assembled team with Brock Rayford, Sergio, yourself, and none other than Boyd Hilder, who have actually annihilated this bull right now. Are you proud of your boys right now?
Yeah, I'm so stoked. Thanks for being on my team, boys. Thanks. Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. He's a very, very humble guy. And let me tell you, this guy has a bright, bright future. So how about you put your hands together one more time for Josh Stone?
All right, well, Andy, I just had an opportunity to break it down with our 5 judges who had a very difficult time to determine who the winner of the 2022 SourceBMX Battle of Hastings. And that team and team captain is none other than Captain Josh Dove! Big ups, Josh Dove, Brock Rayford, Sergio Leos, and Boyd Hilder.
Hastings, England. Let me hear it one more time for Team Josh Stone. Brock Rayford, Sergio Leos, Boyd Hilder, and Josh Stone.
Wow, big ups to all of our team captains, but coming out on top, getting $7,000.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Team Josh Dove taking home the win here at Battle of Hastings 2022. The Fireball whiskey is absolutely flowing. I'm sure you're sick of hearing me and Trey by now, but we got to take a second here to thank our sponsors who allow us to put this event on. Vans, Monster Energy, Dickies, Fireball whiskey like I just mentioned, BSD, Cinema, ECLAT, FLYBIKES, GT, KINK, ODI, Odyssey, Shadow Riding Gear, and We the People. Don't forget to hashtag BOHBMX. Trey, thank you so much for being here with me this weekend. I've had such a blast with you, and I hope you've enjoyed this as well.
And hope to see you guys next year.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We are out of here. Enjoy the evening. Go have a beer. Go back and watch the telecast. There was a lot of action. For Chris Doyle, or for Trey Jones, I'm Chris Doyle, signing off. Good night.